Wow. Oh, this feels great. Oh, this feels great. I think we're fine. What is up, everyone? This is Coffee with Soul. I'm your host. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. We're going to hang. And we're going to level. And y'all going to join me for it. So I went ahead and, of all things, I made for myself a dwarf. So I'm going to be stuck on this guy for a little while, but with purpose. There's a reason why I'm going to be hanging out on this guy for 40 levels or so. We're going to be hanging out here because there's a shield I want, and I'm going to get it. And hold on. And nothing's going to stop me. Right. Yeah, nothing's going to stop me. Turbulent Time Waste is in, so that's going to be, it's a great opportunity to get some extra leveling in very easily. Yeah, the time walking buff, like what folks are talking about. There are other things that I can stack that I don't really have available. I mean, there was the mysterious potion thing. I didn't play enough of that event to get any extras. There is the Midsummer Festival that's going to be going on starting this coming Saturday, actually. That's going to help as well. But I don't care. It's not a big deal. Why wait? I mean, the 30% buff, I feel like that's going to be enough. And then time walking is like pretty chill anyway. So like, hey, why not? Might as well like get started, get a lot of this done quickly. And so I hope everyone's doing well. It's Wednesday, so most everyone has experienced the reset. Hope everyone's raid night or whatever first day that you have of progression-y things. I hope that went well. For us, it went okay. Like, we were trying our best to bring down heroic what's-his-face, Gallywix again. And I was noticing maybe it was like a fluke. I don't know if I don't think it was a fluke the first time we killed him. But I noticed, I don't know if Grim's going to be on today. Like, we were seeing like how he was just taking tremendous damage. And so last night after raid, he wasn't around, but a couple of guildmates and I were trying to figure out like, okay, what's he getting killed? What's he getting killed by? And he plays a blood DK too, so he should be like super invincible. So we found some flaws. I'm like, okay, here's what we can do. So we have a game plan. And we should be okay. Because the original plan was for me to, okay, let's knock out Heroic real quick, and then we'll bring like really crappy alts, and I'm gonna bring like the nastiest, grossest alts that I can that I can find. Put on the one button thing, and then just like see how well I do. You know? One more healer would have helped. But I feel like what was killing us was the tank stuff. Like, it was just like he was just getting annihilated, so that's not good. I mean, specifically, like he was getting mauled by the tank buster during phase 3 because he was just taking it. He wasn't popping anything, and so he was taking like huge damage. And like he would take like 12 million health in one hit, basically. And there's no coming back from that. Or at least it's really hard to come back from that if you don't do anything about it. So it was kind of funny identifying that. I was like, oh shit. So we should be okay. In the meantime, though, that's a later thing. In the meantime, I made a Dark Iron Dwarf with the purpose of unlocking the Dark Iron Heritage Armor. The goal is to hit level 50 or so. Hit level 50. That's going to make me eligible to get the shit. Hold on. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm mentally ready for this because I have like no abilities. I'm like level 10, so I don't have a holy shock. I don't have nothing. So let me see what I do have. I have where's holy light? Oh no, not a flash of light. That's it. I only have flash of light. Oh, and Wog. Flash of light, Wog. Word of Glory is my spender. That's it. Devotional. Oh, and Lay on Hands. There we go. I got Lay on Hands as an oh shit. Hammer I'll leave there for now, and nothing else works or matters. Yeah. So I'm going in as heals because, hey, fast queues and all that. And then we'll hope that whoever is also here with me doesn't suck. How do you upgrade that silly belt? Well, right now you don't. Because right now the belt that you get is super, super strong already. It's already at 691? Yeah, it's already super strong. So next week you're going to get a quest to do a delve. And then you do a delve, and then you get an upgrade. And then you keep doing that for a while. That's it. Nice and easy. Let's see, this guy is also a paladin. Cool. So I'm just gonna hang. Or I can strap on the one button. Ooh, wait, hold up. Ooh, holy shock. Oh, I'm good now. All right. Now we're in business. Do I have mouse overs on? Let's see. Mouse overcast. Okay. See, we're getting there. Just got a little bit of improvising. What shield am I working towards? I'm working towards the dark. There's a dark iron heritage shield. I don't have a horse, dude. I don't even know. Okay, I'm just gonna follow the tank. I don't trust anyone else, so I'm mousing over, right? Am I healing? I'm pretty sure I'm healing him. No, I'm not. Mouse over. Mouse overcast. Boom. Close. Okay. So now we're good. Okay, now we're good. Okay. Sweet. Yay. But yeah, that's how you upgrade the silly belt. Just wait next week. Or don't. Wait till way later. Alright, so I'm gonna follow this buster around. And we'll be fine. How long until I get beacon? I think, oh, beacon's all the way. No, I think it's baseline, actually. Well, I guess I'll just find out as we go. Oh, this dude is so lost. Yeah. Welcome to Warcraft. Nice. You know, this was me yesterday too. I was kind of lost myself. So I'm just gonna play dumb and just enjoy the ride. As for the rest of you, how you guys doing? Did you guys enjoy the patch so far? I was seeing a lot of I did the quest line yesterday, the Arathi quest line. I thought that there was going to be a multi-part thing. That was the impression that I got from the wording and everything. But apparently that's not the case. Whoop. Okay. Here we go. I suppose. So much good housing stuff. Oh yeah, dude, this is the player housing dungeon. I think I have a cleanse. Yeah, no. Do I? Cleanse? Okay, I do have cleanse, okay. Alright, so right button, good. We'll be fine. Yeah, if you horse away from the level 11 dude, you might be... I don't have Divine... Oh, I do have Divine Steed, you idiot. Alright. No more excuses. No more excuses. But yeah, I'd say like Warcraft is like the best reflection right now of what player housing would look like. In terms of the shapes, doors, things like that. It's like all these are very generous. So I can definitely see, you know, this being kind of like a blueprint or sort of a template as to what to expect. Okay. Dude, I'm critting this dude for half his health with one holy shot. Very generous. Very, very generous. Okay, so it's a cleanse button thing. That's there. Alright. Guess I could holy shot the enemy too. Bam. Alright, even without the buffs, XP is, like, not bad. Right now, so when I first made this character, I'm like, okay, I'll go to Draenor. Because I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna make myself a garrison. So that way I have, like, more garrison stuff coming in. There's a lot of, there are folks on my Discord feed who are talking about prepping for player housing. They're talking about, you know, amassing resources and trying to gauge markets and stuff, and I haven't been engaging with that at all. I haven't been thinking that far ahead of, okay, what do I want to like start like buying up in anticipation. To me, that feels risky. I mean, it's risky, but it's like, hey, it's a game, you know. Might as well give us something to do while we're waiting for housing and stuff to become a thing. Ooh, I'll take that. Oh wait, never mind. I already have two heirloom rings, right? Yeah, never mind. Sorry. I want to see something like this. The organ pipes as like wall cover picture kind of things. That'd be kind of cool. Got paintings, candles, kind of a shelf. It is funny though, like when you, if you like take a close look when navigating through the dungeon, you'll see things that are like very small compared to the rest of the house. Like the organ stuff is like extremely tall. All the paintings are pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely want to have like a vibe like that. Oh. Line is going down. Okay, he's fine. Oh no, we're not fine. Oh no. Yeah, I'm with this guy. I'm like, this is me. I hate this place. Even here, the chat people in the party are like, yeah, fuck this place. Poor guys. I think we found our way in. Yeah. I guess when I did this yesterday, I had a much easier time, or the paths seemed like quite clear for me. This spot feels like trouble. Alright, have fun, dudes. And I don't think there's anything I need to focus on, right? Unless I'm like helping to do damage, and I don't really care for that. I like Warcraft during Dragonflight Mythic Plus on all the doors. Oh, is that how it was? Really? Oh, that's really convenient then. So, for those who remember, Legion and ooh, what was that place called? The Archway, I think. I don't think all the doors were open there, were they? I think we had to deal with the rotation of doors and stuff there too. At least I think. I spent my talent points, man. Oh, apply changes. Brilliant. Wait for me. Is that the only way down? I could have swore there was like, yeah, isn't that a thing? Maybe not. Maybe that door has to be actually open. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the Arcway, and I've done that place a number of times during Legion. You know, when Mythic Plus was fresh, and it's like, okay, this is the like the new thing to do, the new end game. And I felt more enthusiastic about it at the start. I'd say it was 7.2 with the Cathedral of Eternal Night. That's when that's when my enthusiasm started to wane. I was like, okay, I don't know how much I want to deal with doing this. Because I come from the days when you did graduate from dungeons eventually, and maybe I haven't gotten over it, even now. You know, I'll do them to do them, but then by the time I reach a point where I graduate from them, then I'll move on to something else. And like, at least at the moment, that's what delves definitely are. And you want to throw your hammer at him? There you go. There we go. Good buddy. He's max level though, so I figure he would remember this part at least. Tank sounds like he's familiar with this dungeon. Enough, at least. Just not familiar with, like, the doors. The healing yesterday was pretty crazy, though. I was pretty pleased with the healing belt. Like, I'd say it's not like super bursty, so it's not you know, it's hard to tell if it's actually saving lives, but it's a pretty good contributor. And we got I got 2 rings. Of all things, rings. I just need non-heirloom pieces. Just whatever's gonna help me get by. Whoop. Oh, this guy looks hella old school. He's got, what's it called? He's got the Bulwark of Aznath. He's got Kel Sorar. Or at least the newer one. It looks like it, at least. It's like, no. That's the neon green. That's the Skittle sword from Zereth Mortis. Never mind. Yay, lava! Tuttle stopping 19 keys with 1 button. Nice. I mean, that sort of goes to... It makes me wonder about... Not if the button is too good, but people can just do better. So... I'm honestly not very... I'm not very sympathetic to that. You know, if people feel like you know, they're not doing as well as like what 1 button can do, then you gotta ask yourself, do you want to just play with 1 button, or do you want to do better than it? That's it. So. Demon Hunter dude. A different kind of chase. And he's also max level. He is geared. Oh, I can chill. I should be able to just chill. I'll just keep an eye on the others. I do hope that that the 1 button doesn't get nerfed too hard, though. That would feel unfortunate. Because it would, I think it would mostly hurt regular folks. As in, you know, not high-end players and all that. To me, it's just a message to top gamers to be like, "Oh, get good." So get good. Your reflexes aren't as good as you thought. They should add things to it. What more should they add to it? Because you already got your rotation. If anything, they should give like a real field test of the one button should be in the hands of someone who isn't like super knowledgeable about dungeons. Like, you put these kinds of tools in the hands of, like, you know, some top players, you're gonna get some non-standard results, outcomes, I should say. And how come I can't reach this guy? Where is he at? Where is this road? Oh, he's like not even line of sight. Never mind. Ooh! Whoops. I don't know what that was, but that was embarrassing. Okay, so where am I actually? I remember where to go. I'm in combat. Uh-oh. Oh. What? Aren't I supposed to go through that door? Yeah. Oh, I guess that wasn't the boss. We didn't kill the boss yet, so it's okay. Now can I come in, guys? No, maybe? Maybe no? Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'm like, hey. What about me? Nersa made an amazing Bisky post. We need Season 3 news soon because we're going to get the same arguments over and over again, lol. That's it? Wait, what do you mean the same arguments? Unless we're getting 10 Gilded Crests instead of 7? Yeah, which is cool. That's pleasant. The one button's broken for sure. I see many hotfixes coming. How's it broken? No, Goose, they're talking about how Tettles is using it to top meters and keys. But I also wonder too, like, if you put something like that in the hands of a pro person, what do you get? You get higher, you get further key progression and all that, which is cool. I mean, I don't see that as that bad. But also, if you put, like I was saying earlier, if you put something like that in the hands of someone who's like, who is extremely knowledgeable about dungeons too, I think naturally you're going to get like a higher performance, but oh well. Was the smart always so slow? I could have swore I like blasted through this faster the other day, or yesterday. Oh well. No, I'm with you there, Goose. Like, it's only going to do so much for, like, me. For someone like me. What's my motivation for loving an alliance? A shield. That's it. I want a shield. What should I get? I'll do the cleanse thing and... Ooh, Light of Dawn. The button of pros. Hell yeah. Actually, well, I don't know. Yeah, never mind. I don't know about that. Woo! Did it even reach? What's the range on this again? 15 yards. Okay. So I'm an evoker. Evoker. $11.2 reveal. What? Already? It's 9. Ooh! Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Still so breezy. The dungeon scumbag. All right. Cheers, buddies. Hear ye? Hear ye? Actually, no. It's a WowCast. No, we're just gonna watch this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Don't do this. Why are you trying to be all sophisticated? Whatever this thing is. Okay, fine. Someone said a WoW head link would work. Come on. Let's see. Okay, I don't see it. I mean, I see those things. I want to get spoiled. Or I don't want to get spoiled. I want to see this shit. All right, let's go to... Sheesh. Browser.
Hello everyone and welcome to WowCast. Today we're going to talk about the next major content update, Ghosts of Koresh. To help us uncover what's in store, I'm joined by 2 developers who helped bring Koresh to life. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Drew D'Souza and I'm a lead encounter designer.
I'm Steph Yoon. I'm an associate lead quest designer and I was also the point on this content.
First things first, what is Koresh and why now?
So Koresh isn't a new term to us. You know, way back in Burning Crusade, we first heard about them when we met the Ethereals in Netherstorm. And you know, they told us tales of Koresh, a beautiful arid homeworld for the Ethereals, until Dimensius the All-Devouring came and consumed their world soul. So we helped the Ethereals get revenge in Netherstorm, and we thought the matter was finished. And for the first time here in Ghosts of Koresh, we'll be stepping foot on what's remaining of that planet, this shattered, void-touched land, because we've heard that evil forces are trying to resurrect Dimensius the All-Devouring, and if that happens, the Ethereals are toast, and then Azeroth will be next.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good for us. So, who's going to help us try to stop Dimensius?
You know, with a threat like this, it's all hands on deck. Within the last major content update, Illyria sort of took a step back and undermined, but she'll be here front and center with her old mentor, Locust Walker, as he brings us to his old home planet. And the eager players among us will have already gone through the content in Legacy of Aerthor, where there is a feature called Lore Walking, which gives hints to sort of the content that's coming up here in Ghosts of Koresh. In there, we learned that Venari and the brokers are interested in helping. Not only that, they've brought their entire city, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, from the Shadowlands and placed it here right in Koresh. So we'll be able to use that as a home base.
Nice.
We're going to gather as much help as we can so that we can face Dimensius in the raid Manaforge Omega.
I'm excited to see Venari. I know a lot of other people are too. You mentioned the raid. Can you tell us more about that, Drew?
Absolutely, there's a lot to talk about. So our raid in Ghosts of Koresh is Manaforge Omega. It's a giant facility that's been built up on the planet to harvest cosmic energy. We're going to be fighting our way in and through it to take on Shadowguard's Ethereals, who are trying to revive Dimensius. While we're in there, we'll face down with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped, the creature they're harvesting silk from, and even a mysterious council of demon hunters that have found their way onto Koresh. Oh, and of course, it's going to end with a cosmic level battle with Dimensius, who is the biggest raid boss we've ever made.
How big are we talking?
Like
Biggest?
City of Stormwind sized?
What?
Damn. What?
Do you have any examples of boss
that's like
mechanics in the
that's
raid?
like
One that I think is really cool is
Mazzoth,
actually our
kind of.
intro. Like I mentioned, this is a giant like mana intake facility, and we're actually going to come in through the pipe where they've taken the mana. We're actually going to utilize a artifact cloak we're introducing in Ghosts of Koresh, the Reshi Wraps, to turn ourselves into energy and trick the filtration system. So our first boss encounter is against a warden that's overlooking these pipes, and we're going to need to go in and out of energy forms to survive.
I'm excited for my druid to have another artifact. So let's break down Reshi Wraps. What's the fantasy behind them?
We wanted to give the players an upgradable artifact that had a visible component for transmogs, of course, because that's the true endgame of WoW, but didn't interfere with any tier sets.
Yeah, right.
So the Reshi Wraps are an artifact cloak that helps us turn our bodies from corporeal into an energy form. You know, a very powerful person within the campaign helps us gather these ethereal artifacts and coalesces them into the Reshi Wraps. And it turns our bodies into energy form and basically allows us to see the world through the ethereal's eyes. With this, we'll be able to interface with an outdoor activity called phase diving, which allows us to enter untethered space, which is an entirely different way to look at Koresh. It's an overlay that introduces new creatures, new objectives, new world quests, you know, new mechanics. And the cool thing about the Reshi Wraps, it sort of interfaces with so much content across Ghosts of Koresh. You can use it in the open world, you can use it in the dungeon, you can use it in the raid, and in delves as well.
Seeing the world in the eyes of Ethereal sounds really, really cool. You mentioned delves. What is the new delve coming to Ghosts of Koresh?
So we have a new delve coming in Ghosts of Koresh, and this is called the Archival Assault. It takes place in the Azure Vaults and Dragon Isles. You might be familiar with that place, but this time it's chock full of Ethereals, Ethereal pirates, some brokers, and they're plundering the place, and we're going to put a stop to that with our buddy Bran. You'll be able to take advantage of your Reshi Wrap to unlock unique challenge gateways. They might have boss rushes or unique challenge rooms and need the cloak to access them. Additionally, we're doing a little bit of a social feature in here where you'll be able to see your friend's presence. They might be able to leave you messages. You see their ghost running around where they died, maybe.
What?
Yeah.
So I can make fun of my friend dying in a certain place.
Sort of thing.
And speaking of dying, let's talk about our nemesis for this season.
Okay.
You might be familiar with her. Her name is Nexus Princess Kaiveza. You have unfinished business with her in Nearby.
okay.
She's got a whole new bag of tricks for you. She's not going to hold back this time, and it's a 1v1 scenario, so buckle up.
That's so exciting. I loved her fight
now I
in
know-
Nerebar
I know the
Palace,
fight now.
and so I was always wondering where she vanished off to, because you don't actually defeat her. Let's head back to the outdoor world. What can we do on Koresh?
Yeah, there's two major systems. You know, the first one is called ecological succession. When we met the Ethereals for the first time in Netherstorm, the two things that I noticed were their energy forms and their really cool ecodomes, right? These systems that allowed them to create biomes inside that didn't match what was outside. And here, basically, you'll be helping run one. Venari is trying to bring life back to those shredded parts of Koresh. And with that, she needs your help to fill it with animals and creatures that really thrive in the Koresh ecosystem. What this means is that she'll ask you to go back to previous zones, get animals, and experiment and see if they can survive in the Koresh ecosystem, and then release them to create a thriving ecology. Think of it as like a void Jurassic Park, where you're just sort of like trying to make sure that this beautiful place can thrive. The other feature I want to talk about is phase diving. I already mentioned it a little bit when I was talking about the Reshi wraps, but it's basically an overlay across all of Koresh, where you get to switch to energy form and enter untethered space to access a whole slew of new content. You can expect to see anything that you normally see in the outdoors, treasures, rares, lore objects, all that. But there's also things that are unique specifically to phase diving. One of the features that I can talk about here is called Warrants, where you're going to be helping the Constable of Tazavesh hunt down notorious monsters.
I'm looking forward to also building my own ecosystem. That sounds so cool. Anything with animals, you got me sold.
That's my thing.
Earlier we spoke about the new raid. What else is coming to Season 3?
Oh, there's a lot to talk about here. So first off, we have a new dungeon coming with Ghosts of Koresh. It's called Ecodome Eldani. It's very important to the Ethereals. It's a 3-boss dungeon. We're going to be fighting through Devourers, invading one of these places, eating some of the wildlife Steph talked about earlier. That's bad. We're also going to be fighting off a force of Wastelanders that have taken over this place. We're going to fight our way through and figure out why they want this place. One more note with this dungeon is it'll be immediately available on normal, heroic, and baseline mythic with the update on Ghosts of Koresh.
Cool.
I think the really cool thing about Ecodome Eldani too is that the canonical route that the storyline takes place is the campaign, the raid, and then Ecodome Eldani. And that's not a thing that we do often, So I'm really looking forward to seeing how people react to this cadence.
So what are the dungeons in the dungeon pool?
Oh yeah, let's dive into that as well. Let's talk about the returning ones first. So we're going to head back to Revendreth and visit our friends, the Venthyr in the Halls of Atonement. So the next two, like Steph mentioned, Tazavesh is coming back. So we said Tazavesh should come back.
Of course.
That was a mega dungeon when it was first introduced, so we're going to break it in 2 pieces, of course. We're going to have Tazavesh Streets of Wonder, where we're actually fighting through the markets and bazaars and streets of Tazavesh, chasing down Solia. And then we'll have the second half, which is Solia's Gambit, where we're chasing through portals and eventually having our final showdown. Tazavesh will also be returning as a mega dungeon experience in Ghosts of Koresh. Starting with Season 3, you'll be able to play it in hard mode as the baseline mythic difficulty. It'll have increased challenges, hard mode mechanics, and really awesome rewards. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we also had a community vote for the last 4. What were the winners?
Yeah, it was really cool to see what players' favorite dungeons were in the War Within, and the 4 that players chose were Operation Floodgate from Season 2, going back to punch some goblins, Priory of the Sacred Flame, just awesome Hollowfall vibes throughout. And then we're going to round that out with 2 dungeons from Season 1 of The War Within, Arakara, City of Echoes, and the Dawnbreaker. Just quick note for the Season 1 dungeons, we are going to take a pass, on the visuals, the combat pacing, the cast times, the number of abilities even, to make sure they're aligned with Season 2 dungeons.
Are there any other important notes for players to know about for Season 3?
Actually, not directly Season 3 related, but on the day of the update for Ghosts of Koresh, you're going to have access to non-bountiful delves and all Season 3 dungeons for heroic and baseline mythic difficulties. That means there will be Season 3 tuning in there, but also Season 3 rewards. You can get yourself a head start.
Okay.
Of course, Mythic Plus and the raid will open the following week, but you should have plenty to sink your teeth into on day 1.
An interesting preseason.
One more thing. We've heard feedback for a long time now about how dungeon checkpointing works, especially in like Mythic Keystones where your timer's ticking down and whatnot. We're going to revisit our philosophy there on how long a run back is and when they unlock, and we actually want to visualize some of this in game through what we're calling waystones. So as you unlock checkpoints, you'll have an icon on your map, and you'll also have these stones that warp in and show you, if I release, this is where I'm coming back. I don't want people asking that question anymore.
That is so exciting because I can't remember for the life of me every checkpoint in a dungeon, so thank you guys. And what about class sets?
Yeah, there's new set bonuses to talk about as well. In Manaforge Omega, we're trying something different with the set bonuses. Up until now, they've been focused on your spec or your class. With this update, we're actually going to target your hero talents. So in my case, I play an Arms Warrior, I play Colossus. I'll have bonuses targeting Demolish, but also have spec hooks if I'm like a Prot Warrior versus an Arms Warrior to make sure that they're still competitive. We got you on the spec level, but we're targeting hero talents.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, and players can look forward to a lot of class updates as well. A lot of talent updates for specs such as Brewmaster Monks and Unholy Death Knights. Now, along with Season 3's PvE content, there's also a new PvP season. There are several PvP talents that are being updated as well. And for those of us who like outdoor world PvP, there is an entire island called Vanquisher's Wake.
I'll be avoiding that.
And I'll be there.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Before we wrap up, what are you both most excited for in this update?
For me, I'd have to say it's Miscellaneous. That's going to be a cosmic level encounter. There's planets blowing up. It's awesome. Huge laser beams, you name it. Additionally, I think we have a really awesome dungeon pool this season. I'm excited for players to check out Tazavesh hard mode.
I am also really excited about Miscellaneous, like such a glow up from the blueberry that he was before.
Baby blueberry.
But the thing that I'm most excited about, we're in the War Within, and the War Within is part of the World Soul Saga, a trilogy of expansions that, interweave their story all throughout. And so the campaign and the story within Ghosts of Koresh will matter so much more to the next expansion than it has ever done before. I'm really looking forward to seeing how players go through the campaign and absorb the story.
I'm excited for everything you guys have mentioned. That's Ghosts of Koresh, the void-touched major update coming to the War Within. Thank you, Steph and Drew, for hanging out with me and putting all your hard work into this update. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you in Koresh.
All right, so let's see what WowCast threw together so far. Okay, so let's see, what do they know about the cloak? Okay, that's the thing. That's nothing new. Hero talents. Is there anything we know? Actually, they haven't really showed anything except for like the dungeon stuff. So I missed what the rotation was. So Dawnbreaker, Arakara, Floodgates. Oh, Echo Dome. Duh. That's the 8th one. Okay. So 3 returning Shadowlands dungeons. Echo Dome, Echo Dome. And then the favorites. It would have been cool. I guess it didn't make it, but it would have been cool if they were to also add something new. Hey, here's a dungeon that we converted to Mythic Plus. That would have been nice, but oh well, that didn't work out. Now, as for the other stuff, okay, so here's one of, I guess here's the set bonus. So demolish damage is increased by 20% and crit damage your abilities. So each specialization now has 2 sets of hero challenges to choose between, which means 2 separate set bonuses. So we're only seeing one there, but not the other. As for how they look, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So not everything here is available. It looks like that little buddy over there in the corner, that's paladins. I'm gonna say this third one here feels like a rogue. This one feels like a mage. I'm gonna guess and say that's a priest for now. Going to here, this one up front here, Demon Hunter? Yeah, Demon Hunter with the horns. Warrior, we saw that one. I'm going to say Druid. I'm going to say this one is a Warlock. I don't know what to make of that one. I'm going to say either Monk or Hunter. One of those. It's hard to tell. None of them are wearing weapons, so we can't really see one way or another. But I'm going to say, yeah, Monk or Hunter for that one. It's not bad. And this is just one of the colors. Now, if this is the Paladin one, I mean, I kind of like how it looks very Alliance-y, doesn't it? It's hard to tell though, because it's like a super small image. But you thinking Shaman for this one? It could be Shaman too. Yeah. So I'd say this is the one that feels the least iconic looking. The other ones, they seem to inform you. Hot take, the middle one's a druid. Could be a druid, yeah. I'm mostly going with Demon Hunter because the fell colors and stuff. It tells me that first, So it could be either, but I'm gonna say Demon Hunter. And if I'm right, I'm the best, and you suck. Sorry, that's the rule. That's how it goes. So. All right. I don't think there's much of I don't think I have a good reaction video that I can shoot from that. other than, okay, here's what we know. I'll type something out. I'll type something out and I'll put out a quick reaction thingy later. Here's what I'm curious about. This cloak. So we learned almost nothing about this. But we are going to get a MacGuffin sort of item, gimmicky item in the upcoming thing. That's going to be pretty much required for like whatever it is that we're going to do. So I'm cool with that. I mean, as long as now there are things. We're going to be comparing this to the Ash Ketchum cloak, whatever the hell it's called, from patch 8.3 from Visions of N'Zoth. And the difference between that and what's coming here, my hope is that it is going to feel similar to like Horrific Visions Revisited, as opposed to the original Horrific Visions. And by that I mean I'm hoping that there isn't going to be like a very slow and methodical weekly unlock. But more importantly, that it's not going to be managed by something that feels like really grindy that we have to do each week, because that felt really bad back then. And if they were to bring that sort of flow to the present, to 2025, people ain't going to be happy about that. So I'm hoping that it's going to be much more manageable, like like how things are now. Think of Cersei circlets. Think of the overcharge belt that we're going to be dealing with. Those are easy. They're easy, they're paced, they're time gated, whatever. So I'm not going to argue the principle, but the actual impact of that's not going to feel as bad, I don't think. And hopefully, because this is a season kind of thing, a tier level sort of feature, as opposed to like a mid patch sort of feature, should feel a lot more immersive and something that feels like built in and baked into like the day-to-day experience. So I think that could be cool. I feel like we're really just left behind War Within storyline and already jumping to midnight setups. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the World Soul Saga and it's just like this big thing, so I'm not, I don't really got much to say on that front, at least. I think that's still cool. All right, so never mind that recording. I'll say something like a little bit later. Short summary, that sort of thing. 5-minute video. Just like a wow, oh my god. And then some quick takes. But I'll say that for later. And at 9 o'clock. Interesting. So like I knew that they were going to, like, we were I had a good feeling, or basically knew that they were going to announce like either this week or next week. So where are interviews? Who else is talking about this? Let's see. It shows all your upgrade currencies as well. What are you talking about? Fatality. I assume they're going to drop a lot of articles. Maybe. Yeah, maybe they don't want to overwhelm us too much, but okay, I better get out of here. I still got 9 minutes left on my deserter debuff. Soon, the entirety of the I am scum. Oh well. Our champion will stay back and Dan's got an interview. Okay, cool. The rest of us will seek safe passage through the jungle. Fight well. All right. If it's with the same people, I'm not going to learn much. Okay, this is with Tina Wang and Steph Yoon. Okay. Reputations button on the minimap, huge UI update on it. Ah, that is called Plumber, Nick. Or Nicholas. That's not a, that's not. See, that's the cool thing about Paradox, the developer who makes Plumber and Narcissist and whatnot. His shit kind of, it throws people off. It makes people think that it's part of the game, which is like very cool. Yeah, but that's Plumber. It's not him. Okay, so not the dude, but Steph Yoon is on here. So I'll wait till oh well, okay. Actually, I'll start it now. Might as well.
Hello and welcome back to another developer interview. Today, I am joined by Tina Wang, Associate Art Director, and Steph Yoon, who is the Assistant Lead on Quest Design. Yeah, this is going to be all about Ghosts of Koresh, patch 11.2, which has been revealed as of this video coming out, presumably. I guess we'll find out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, how are you guys doing?
We are
Good.
super excited. Yeah, this, new
Yeah, I'll just let it
chapter
play through.
of the World Soul Saga is going to take us to a place that, players have heard about for so long, and it's really going to set up the rest of the saga.
Yeah, it's very, very voidy. I had the press kit through, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just want to dive into the PTR and have a look at all this cool stuff. We'll start with a question for Steph. It's actually not about 11.2, it's about 11.17, but it's kind of adjacent, I guess. So 11.17 introduces lore walking into the game, which I've tested a lot and I really, really like. I can't wait to see more of it, hopefully. And yeah, I guess the question is is this something we're going to see more in the future? Is it an evergreen system? And how's it been to tell stories in this way through the system?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of the cool things about World of Warcraft, we have such a long history, so many years of content and stories and quests that we've had over the years, and there's always a lingering question of how do we highlight stories that we have told and make sure that people are aware of them, whether they be new players or existing players who played this content literally decades ago, right at this point. And so lore walking is a really exciting way for us to leverage that and sort of also you've played it, also add new content to sort of tell the stories that we want to within this system. I think that
Netherstorm is back,
for me,
baby.
I want to say that design is always an iterative process, and so we're always looking for ways to sort of hone our craft and tell the best stories that we can and sort of give the best experiences possible. I don't want to make promises, but we're really happy with how lore walking comes across, and we're looking for ways to use that again.
Amazing, yeah. I think one of the best parts of it was it had the ethereal story, and then at the end of that, it kind of is going to perfectly mesh into what is going on with Koresh in 11.2. Question for you in relation to Koresh, of course, Tina. So when making a zone like this, how do you decide on visual and thematic inspirations for an important lore zone like Koresh? Because I don't think there's too many references in history of World of Warcraft, so kind of a blank slate, I suppose.
Yeah, to some degree, it really is interesting. How do we tell that story of a planet that's a interesting zone?
Awesome. I actually have a flying adjacent question I'll quickly just ask. Will there be flying in Koresh? Because it's very, there's islands everywhere and everything like that.
There is, yes. You will be able to fly from island to island, from there to Koresh, and from there to Tazavesh. And also, one of my favorite parts of Tazavesh that I forgot to mention that we added is there's this super glowing energy shield that we have that was really iconic, and it's to protect Tazavesh from the debris and energies and violence of what is before us.
Oh wow, that's awesome! It's kind of like an old school Dalaran, right? From Vanilla WoW.
Yes.
Steph, obviously Koresh is very far away from Khazalgar.
All right, so we'll revisit this in a little bit. So I am going to shoot something because I do have a blog post to react to. Scumbag. All right. This is definitely a working stream now. All right. See, did it make the cut? Yeah, I found that... I would have figured that would have been part of it. I mean, redo that one instead of bringing in one of the greatest hits or whatnot. Hear ye. Hey, it's all with another video, and we're going to do a blog read of the Ghost of Koresh content update. That's going to be season 3 of the War Within, which is kind of funny because it's called the War Within, but we're going to space for the third and what I'm guessing is the final story season thing of the War Within. But anyway, there is a video. So I'm gonna link you to the video where people, we have these two lovely ladies and one dude who talks about this, but we're going to be going through the blog post here, give some reactions and some extra thoughts based on some of the things that we saw in this video. So again, link to the video is there, as well as the blog post if you want to just kind of read it on your own. But let's take a look at what is going on. Continue the War Within campaign. In the Ghost of Koresh, the campaign continues as more pieces to a troubling puzzle fall into place. With the release of this content update, players will be able to immerse themselves in the War Within story as it leads to the next chapter of the World Soul Saga, Midnight. So yeah, this is going to be the last major story patch. There's some unfinished business to be had on Koresh, and the specter of an old enemy looms large. Forces with ill intent are determined to bring forth Dementius, the all-devouring, once more to finish off the Ethereals. Should he arise, Azeroth will also be in peril from this dangerous Void Lord. All right, so we're going to a new zone. We're going to Koresh. As for how we do it, not quite sure yet. But I'm guessing we're kind of on the chase for the Dark Heart, and of course there's the threat that is coming to the ethereal homeworld and to Azeroth by consequence. All right, home of the Ethereals. Koresh is a fragmented, void-touched world just waiting for players to explore what remains of this little-known land. With shadowy forces working towards bringing Dementius back into the world, players will need to gather their allies in a bid to put a stop to him and his followers. He has a gender, that's cool. You'll fight alongside Illyria Windrunner and her mentor Locust Walker, among others, to end the clear and present danger he poses. Players will also have the opportunity to explore Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, work towards restoring the ecosphere in eco-domes, go phase diving, and more. So Tazavesh is going to be like kind of the new hub. It's pretty awesome. All right, so speaking of, we're going to return. Not just a dungeon in the Coast of Koresh content updates, because we are going to run that too. Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, has been brought from the Shadowlands to serve as a home base for adventurers. Glowing, glimmering shields of energy protect the city from the dangers of the cosmos beyond, allowing the many survivors of this land to have a degree of safety behind them. You'll forge through the campaign, gather allies, hunt down the mounting threats found in Koresh, and set the stage to take on Dementius himself, all from this iconic ethereal and broker hub of activity. All right. A massive facility built upon the planet. Oh, actually, the new raid. Here we go. It's called a Manaforge Omega, or MO, or MFO, something like that. A massive facility built upon the planet to harvest cosmic energy. Players will fight their way in and through this raid and dungeon to take on the Shadowguard Ethereals, who have set their efforts toward reviving Dementius. You'll join with your allies to ultimately fight Dementius in a cosmic battle of truly epic proportions to stave off what could be the end of Azeroth as we know it. In the video, they described Dementius to be like super big, as in like as big as like Stormwind or something like that. So not quite sure how the encounter is going to be. The vibe that I was getting, though, when they mentioned it was, well, N'Zoth was like really big too. We were like standing on his body. We were, moving into his body and going into his core and all that stuff. So it might have like that sort of vibe as well. Now, here's something I'm interested in. This new upgradable artifact called Reshi Wraps. Harness the power of the Ethereals and see the world through their eyes. An artifact cloak, Reshi Wraps can be used to transform into an energy form much like the Ethereals to interact with the world in a new way. You'll use these wraps to take on a new type of content, phase diving, as well as use them in the Manaforge Omega raid, the open world, delves, and more. The Reshi Wraps will upgrade and scale with you and include new visuals as you progress through content. So this is going to be the big MacGuffin thing, and something that I immediately got some parallels with the Ash Ketchum, whatever the heck that cloak was called, back in the Visions of N'Zoth update. That was patch 8.3 during Battle for Azeroth. Now, something I don't think we're going to see very many details on is how we progress this cloak and how it interacts with all the other content that we're going to be getting in this update. My fears, or at least like kind of the anxiety that's building up in me right now, is the flow of the 8.3 cloak was very slow. It was very gated. I'd say the most punishing thing is that it was very much tied to like outdoor content and whatnot, where it was required to like really farm that stuff really hard to get a certain thing. Then we had to do content, as in horrific visions, in order to power it up. There was this very cyclical and slow flow. So I'm wondering how they're going to handle it here. No idea yet, but as we learn more, I'll be giving updates, especially as we get into the PTR, because this seems to be a very deep system that that'll manage a lot of what we do. From the impression that I got too, and from an interview from Mr. GM that he did with two of the devs, it seems like it might be a little bit related to how we'll navigate through the world as well. And by that, I'm talking about flying. Flying seems to be just like a thing here. I wasn't quite sure if it was like, hey, can we just get on our flying mounts and just go wherever? Or are we going to use this cloak to find some way to fly around? From the video, using this cloak will basically phase the entire zone into like something else entirely, which basically gives us not exactly two zones, but sort of a two-zone experience. So I guess we're going to learn more right here. Wrap up and go phase diving. Enter untethered space by using your Reshi Wraps to experience a whole new aspect of Koresh. You'll experience new creatures, objectives, world quests, and some new mechanics, all within the overlay of this world. You can expect to see anything you normally would in the world, such as treasures, rare creatures, or objects, but there will also be some unique opportunities to be found, such as Warrant. Aid the Constable of Tasavesh by hunting down notorious monsters for fun and profit. So, the cloak and the mechanics that come with it, they're going to add like another layer of different activities, kind of fun things to do. But again, the whole powering up and everything, that's what I'm very curious about. There's going to be a new delve called the Archival Assault. Found within the Azure Vaults, within the Dragon Isles, you'll encounter ethereal pirates, and brokers who are plundering the delve. Using the Reshi Wraps will unlock unique challenge gateways to bosses or challenge rooms. You may also get a glimpse of your friends within the delve, as well or even more in them as you observe their ghosts from where they died. This is going to be a very interesting kind of a Dark Souls vibe, where you go in and then you see like the remnants of other players as they got killed. I don't know if they can leave notes or weird messages or ways to like control others. Interesting that this is found in the Azure Vaults. So does that mean, I guess the question I have is, how are we going to travel easily to the Azure Vaults and the Dragon Isles? Is that the way we enter the delve? Is there going to be another entrance? Is there going to be an entrance to the entrance, as in there's going to be like some portal in Dornogal that takes us to the Azure Span, and then we go in from there? Not sure. Or it's just like some gateway that'll just lead us right in. I'm not sure, because the whole delve aspect involves us entering from the outdoor world, not exactly going to an instance. But I guess it's kind of a weird spot for a delve to take place in. It's like, why are we here, Bran? Shouldn't it be like, like a Dragon Scale expedition or something like that? Last line here, there's unfinished business with Nexus Princess Kaiveza as well, and you'll take her one-on-one during the season. So she's going to be the nemesis kind of person that would be taken on tier 11 in the hardest difficulty. So for those who are familiar with fighting her in the raid, it'll at least give you kind of a sneak peek as to the kinds of mechanics that we'll be dealing with, on top of all the other brouhaha that'll be on top of it. So there's another new system, zone system called Ecological Succession. Help Venari bring life back to Koresh with her eco domes. You'll help fill them with creatures that thrive within the ecosystem. You'll scour previously traveled zones to bring back animals to live within the ecodomes and aid them in adjusting to life in Koresh. It's up to you to help transform this barren ecodome into one filled with life and promise for a new future. So it's kind of like this, something that I've always liked doing is kind of having that feeling of zone development, or like the actions that we take. It takes like this, in this case, it might be like some barren, empty zone, a powered down biome sort of thing, and we help to build it up into something cool and full of rewards and animals and pets and other fun stuff. So this sort of tells me that this particular system is going to feel kind of optional, as in we don't need to put a whole lot of investment into it if that's not our vibe. But for those who it is, then this is like kind of a cool thing. All right, so for season stuff, we have the new dungeon called Ecodome Eldani. So it's going to have like this sort of outdoor vibe as well, which is cool. Season 3 of The War Within brings with it a new dungeon. It's a 3-boss dungeon where you encounter a variety of creatures, including devourers who are consuming the life found there. You'll also face the wastelanders who have dug in and learned their purpose within the Ecodome. This new dungeon will be available immediately in normal, heroic, and mythic 0 difficulties. So they're kind of doing the sort of different preseason where mythic zeros are going to be at least accessible, kind of like what they were in season 2. And I think they described it in the video that season 3 rewards will be immediately available even during that first week. It's just that the raid and Mythic Plus will not be open. So people will want to just kind of start diving in and start doing Mythic 0 and, other stuff to get these rewards. They can start progressing towards this higher gear level almost immediately. So here's the dungeon pool. So we got, as for returnees, we have Halls of Atonement, Tazavesh 1, and Tazavesh 2. So those are going to be 3 dungeons that'll, I guess they're kind of themed for this patch, but not really. Halls of Atonement feels kind of like sort of out there. The returning dungeons are the ones that people have voted for, including Arakara, Dawnbreaker, Priory, and Floodgate. Halls of Atonement seems weird, but honestly. Someone in chat, they mentioned how Seat of the Triumvirate, that didn't happen to be there. I find that a little odd. I'm also, don't find it odd, I'm just kind of sad that it's not going to be like another new dungeon that has been, an old dungeon that was converted into a Mythic Plus dungeon. That would have been awesome too, to give, kind of spice things up. But I guess bringing back Tazavesh, maybe that's nice. I don't know. We've kind of seen it a couple times now. And Tazavesh will return as a full mega dungeon. So this is an interesting one. So now we're going to get like kind of like a side, sort of a side thing that might feel sort of like the Dawn of the Infinite dungeon when that came in season 2 of Dragonflight, where that basically gave us hero gear. So we might get something similar in this vibe too, where, hey, run the dungeon. They said it was going to immediately come in hard mode. So I'm going to expect, better rewards. Checkpoints are also checkpoints are also evolving into waystones with more visual representation of unlocked checkpoints. A new icon will appear on the map, showing you where waystones within the zone can be found as well. So as you progress, you're going to see this kind of thing here. Chances are when you walk by it, it'll light up and be like, yay, if you wipe, this is where you end up, and that'll be it. New class updates. Ghost of Koresh will feature updates for multiple classes, which focuses on new gameplay for several specializations, including Shadow Priest, Brewmaster Monks, Frost DKs, Unholy DKs, and Protection Paladins. Come on. Yeah. New class sets are coming here, and we'll take a moment to try to identify like which one's which. I'm pretty sure, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that this one here at the very left, that's Paladins. They just look very alliance-y. This one here, I'm going to say is probably Priest. These look like Rogues. This looks like Mages. This one looks like Demon Hunters. This one is definitely Warriors. We know that one for sure. This one looks like Druids, maybe Hunters. I'm going to say Druids first. Warlocks are over here. And here, I'm not sure either. This one might be Monk. It could be Hunter. Could be Shaman as well. So some of them we're like pretty sure about. Others not so much. Like this one this one is obvious. This one screams Demon Hunter to me. This one definitely feels like a mage, and I can't imagine Death Knights looking like that. So with the new season also comes a new set of class gear. These new sets will feature set bonuses that will align with your chosen hero talents instead of your class or specialization. So another risk on Blizzard's part. I'm hoping that they have a very cool tier set bonus for Lightsmith. I don't know how that's going to work, but hey, that might be cool. And PvP updates. They're going to get their own kind of mini zone. Several PvP talents will be updated with the content update. Players will also be able to undertake a new world quest to vanquish their foes on the Vanquisher's Wake Island. This new point of interest is the perfect spot to hang out for those seeking to go toe-to-toe in some outdoor PvP battles. So expect a bunch of assassins to go over here and farm you. That's going to be fun. So there's no quest required for entry. Simply turn on war mode and enter with Caution. And that's what we got so far. So far, I'm hoping for like tons more feature updates. I'm still hoping that I can like transmog one glove into like this, and get asymmetrical glove transmog and all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys are excited about. Let me know what you guys are scared of, or what sucks immediately. Let me know your impressions in the comment below. So far, as usual, I'm excited, but I'm also just kind of waiting to see like, okay, what's going to happen, especially with that cloak progression, because that always, the pacing of things always tends to set the tone and tends to either get people hyped up or really discouraged about what's coming new. So that's going to be it for me. Please like the video, subscribe for more stuff, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy. Ooh. Cool. Tier set looks worse than Undermine visually. Not fond of them. What was this tier set for Paladins? I want to see what the Paladin one looks like, because I am usually not happy with what Paladin tier looks like, and I like what Warriors give more. I'm looking at what Warriors have here, and I'm not feeling it. The helmet sort of reminds me of a Warhammer Space Marine, but I need a much closer look and all that before we can see it. And of course, I want to see when the PTR is going to be up and available, but I don't know. So, hi for all of it. Looking forward to how things they're trying work out. Yeah, the dual zone thing is a cool concept, I think. Because it gives them, it basically doubles their real estate for like adding stuff. It's like, hey, this spot here is like a friendly area, but if we phase into it, then it becomes a not so friendly area, and vice versa. So, there's some cool potential there. Paladin was very alliance cutter with lions and everything. Yeah, I'm guessing that they look like lions, but I want to take a closer look at even the colors. But of course, colors are just colors. There's always recolors, and that might look a little bit different. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, if you don't mind, of course you don't mind, I'm going to work for a bit. Get this thing out. Some fun reactions. You think the Grun's a druid? It could be a druid. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I suck. Then I'm the worst. My cred. My precious cred, oh no. Okay, so here we go. All right. Warrior helmet's my favorite. It's got chains hanging off the back, ponytail made of metal. Really? It had that kind of look to it? I must have missed something. Yeah, Season 3 Champion Gear for Mythic Zero is available immediately on patch 11.2 launch. I mean, it's keep in mind this. They brought back the weekly lockout, right? Yeah, the weekly lockout's still a thing, so you get a chance at gear. So the headline should say a chance as Season 3 Champion Gear is available. Blizzard looks to be making changes to the content release and schedule to ensure players have some initial content and progression to provide a better transition, which includes non-bountiful delves, which is blah, heroic and baseline mythicry. So delves are going to suck because non-bountiful delves, they don't even give, they give non-season gear, right? So that's just going to blow. Now, one thing that I'm not sure about is what's the item level difference going to be. Yeah, because I don't remember getting champion level gear from non-bountiful delves. Yeah. But world boss is week 1. That'll be interesting. Oh, you can see the chains wiggling around. Okay, got it. Cool. By the way, thanks to Servina, and thanks to Moo Happy for subbing. Appreciate it, guys. All right, so let's get this thing boosted and out of here. They give crest at least. Well, considering the caps, I'm not. It's not something I'm gonna. I think, yeah, I'm not gonna sweat over it. During WowCast, they said Dimensions is going to be the size of Stormwind, the biggest raid boss ever. Yeah, I mean, that's a strong impression. I also think of what's his name, Nazoth, and how he was big. Nazoth had his own skybox, you know. So not the same thing, but very big. Do you get more disc shards from higher level delves, or is it the same across the board? It's the same. So you can run ones for all we care. Do ones and just keep slamming the same delve if you want to. What's the overcharge delve today? What are the two? Because like if the story is quick, then you can just blow through it in just a few short minutes. And wow, whoa, that doesn't look right. Oh, I did it twice. Right? Okay, I did it twice. My bad. Okay. That would have been terrible. That would have blew my ears the fuck up. All right. All right. Part of me is hoping in 7 minutes they release some housing information. No, they're not going to do that. Wishful thinking, buddy. Kriegels and Side Street. All right, Side Street. Depending on the Side Street story, that's going to be I think that's the way to go. Oh, yeah, thanks again, TMV. All right. That is good. And then we'll put the thingy at the end. I've never replaced this. I didn't even think about this. I never replaced the lockout. I feel bad. I'm sorry, War Within. You have some awesome backgrounds, too. But oh well. I'll get to it when I get to it, I suppose. All right. They said Brewmaster rework. Yep. Any achievement for doing the charge ones at 11? Not that I've seen, or not that I noticed. Side Street is a teleporter. Okay, that one's not so bad. That one's not so bad. I mean, that's just the gold piles? No, not gold piles. Fill up the bar. Fill up the bar, get the teleporter, get out. So for people who want to like do a quick farm, you know, that's one way to do it. You can also, I don't know where the rare is, but if it's reachable, if you can get to the rare in like a minute, you can just go in, kill the rare, get 10 things, get out, go back in again. So you can just do that over and over. Yeah, so there are ways you can go about it. All right, so what would be a good background? There's that maybe. That one's just okay. Maybe this one. If I reverse it. Yeah, I think this will be like, or this one. Yeah, I think I'll do that one. Don't like the belt leveling is time gated. Oh well. I mean, it's either that or it would just stay at 691, which would be kind of dull, right? Or if they would just give it to us at item level 700 something or other, that would be kind of weird. Giving us something like that strong right out the gate, just like that. No other interactions. Like, here you go. See you, drop in. All right, I'll see you guys in a few months. Like, it's like when trying to make stuff for WoW players, as in all WoW players, there are considerations that they obviously make. One of them being, oh, let's give something for people to nibble on each week. A little something to look forward to. Where is it? I want this one. Download. But yeah, meanwhile, we have people who are impatient, be like, oh, something time gating. So it's really up to us to decide, like, how butthurt do we want to be over stuff like that. Actually, wait, no, that's the wrong way. Don't do it like that. Drag it in, then resize. We're going to space. We're going to shit. How do you K thingy? We're going to Koresh. 11.12. Wait, 3? 2. 2, you idiot. 2. We're going to Karash. All right. So let's get this bitch out of here. And we'll get the music going again. Woo! I agree, but I love content to look forward to, lol. Yeah. Welcome to You Are Doom. Those of you who get the reference get it. I don't get it. Sad, sad, sad. 2, season 3. Let's see. It's an artifact cloak. The delve, dungeon, braid, and more. So let me find them articles. That's not it. Dun, dun, dun. What's it called? Not Visions of Koresh. It's Ghosts of Koresh. From the new season stuff to the there we go. Ghost of Koresh, right? Ghost of Koresh. Okay. So with them killing add-ons, I'll stop you there. They're not killing add-ons. Dude, you guys with your misinformation. Sheesh. Y'all gotta slow your roll with the reactions. Yeah, I'm sure it's not just Bellular that would like put out like weird thumbnails, but a lot of folks that are just presenting that whole add-on thing like they're gonna kill your add-ons, they're gonna take everything away. Rawr! Alright, let me turn browser stuff off. You don't need to hear the rest of this anymore. Ah, it's still processing. Oh, it's still uploading. Oh, my bad. Okay. Hold on, let me read chat now. Does it kill our dream of Bob DPM voice calls? No, actually, it doesn't. Did the Legacy loot buff come out yesterday? No. And it's not a buff, it's an event. Shoujo. Let's go with Shoujo. That's going to be an event that starts July 1st. I am not entirely sure how long the event is, though. I think it might be on the calendar, but I am not certain. Also, where are Bob Brutosaur coffee mugs we can buy? Ah, now that's a good question. I have not done. This Bob mug is highly exclusive. You know, honestly, I'll need to make sure I still have the assets for it. It's in one of my hard drives back here. I just need to make sure that I can still do it because I have my Bob thing sitting on a toilet. I think I have another drawn asset that I bought from someone that's fine for distribution that I can do too. And then there's also like one of the emotes that I have of a Brutosaur. That one, oh shoot, I forgot. I need to find out what the agreement was for that one. I don't know if the permission was just for emotes or if I can use it for like whatever I want. August 1st? Okay, cool. Thanks, Initiate. I'm excited for the new area and patch coming out. I'm always excited for new stuff. Yeah, dude. I'm cool with that. You know, I was cool with Undermine. I loved it. I'm ready to move on. That's all. You know, that's how it usually is. I'm not the type who's going to trip myself up with expectations and be like, I better be blown away or else. And then I'm not. Even with housing. I was always very conservative about how they would do the reveals and how I'd react and all that. And thankfully, I have been blown away. with what they ultimately show us and what we got to try out. Like that was very cool. All right, so let's make sure this thing is good. All right, I think we're good. Woo! All right, so there's a link. If you want to do me a favor, click it for love, like it, watch the whole thing, you know, that sort of stuff. That's always super helpful. Let me blast this on socials real quick too. Even if housing breaks the game, which it might when they first implement it, it'll be chilling. I mean, what I'm excited and scared for with housing is that it's a sandbox. It is a bona fide sandbox sort of thing where we can do God knows what. We'll be able to do some frightening things with player housing. Some of it's going to be really, really cool. Some of it's going to get us banned. And Kavez is back. She's back for us to finally lay her low. That's the plan. All right, so I gained 4 levels so far in my quest to unlock a shield. Oh boy, this is gonna take a while. Penis every. Oh no, that's just the start, dude. That's nothing. Because think about it like this. You know, we're able to move objects however we like, and like rotate, move them around, yada yada yada. So I can definitely imagine people taking these shapes and then just manipulating them, putting them together, stringing them together, and making like the grossest shit ever. And people get banned, and bans will happen, blah blah blah. But it's gonna be interesting. I talked about this once before, where you know how there's like those art pieces where you see like just a random assortment of junk. It's just random stuff. But when you stand in a certain position and you look at it from the right angle, then it becomes like this image. It becomes like a thing, and it looks really cool. So I can imagine that something like that happening, where if someone stands in the right position and looks at it from the right angle, then they see like the whole terrorist manifesto. I don't know, or a penis, whatever. Just like something awful. Kaiveza is the new Delve nemesis. Yes, that's right. So if you've done the raid fight, you might have a tiny head start as to what's going on. As in, don't stand on the lines. That's the big one. Don't stand on the lines. Don't explode on people. Brand might explode on you. Oh, that's going to be rough. If you have to deal with, Brand like blowing up, and you got to avoid like the balls that he shoots out and all that stuff. And who knows where he might be standing? Probably not where you want him to. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. What I find odd though is, the whole idea of delves is, hey, we're exploring, we're doing these things, we're having adventures, and it feels like Bran is doing some serious shit now. And why is the tank not taking these cues? Come on, man. There we go. Let's play games. Oh, I think I gained some levels too. So, nope. I applied all my points. We're good.
Tread carefully. Some dark presence watches us even now.
Well, yes, very nice. And today's only Wednesday. Tomorrow's a new day. And again, with the possibility of more housing reveals. But nothing yet. It's 10:10. It's 10 after the hour. We learned nothing new, but it's okay. All right, so did I learn any baseline stuff? I learned there's Holy Shock. Nope. Just light it on. And I'll go in. Roar, full life. One thing that's been a massive success in Morrowind is the delves. I agree. It's a little bit hard to measure because, you know, not everyone who plays WoW participates in forums, social media, that sort of stuff. So it makes it a little bit, sometimes it makes it hard to gauge like just how players are feeling about stuff. But what I'd be curious to see, if possible, would be like data. Like if you know how sometimes they'll come out with like rando infographics and stuff. I want them to do that. Oh no. Oh, the DPS here are not up to stuff, man. Oh well. No, I think overall delves have been a big hit. Meanwhile, PvP is losing, I gotta say. I think PvP has been suffering for a while, and I don't PvP, you know, mind you. And even if they do like some awesome changes, chances are it's, you know, I've just kind of gotten over it. So like I'm okay if it's never like a huge focus, but I just think it's in a sore state. I think there could be some better outdoor PvP stuff to do, and I don't think the island is the answer, because that's like just this one spot where everyone kind of congregates and is forced to go into, and I don't know, that doesn't feel like this cool natural thing. Like if they can possibly turn PvP into a bit more of a sandboxy kind of thing, cool. It's just not right now. Kind of a bummer. But the only thing I can even like begin to speak about would be like outdoor PvP. As for like ratings and stuff like that, I don't know shit. I got nothing to say on that front. Oh, that's right. Flashlight doesn't just build holy power. It's just Crusader Strike right now and Holy Shock, right? Yeah. Ew. That's it. Oh well. At least all my heals one shot. I'm good with that. Yay. They had her at Ashran with all those overlapping objectives. Ashran was cool. It was just really isolated. But I did like how Ashran was like a place where it just wasn't like something you queued up for and then you left. It was something that you came in and there was like something going on and it would just keep going. That part I liked. Something that's less structured. Like, I wonder how that would feel like with war mode in mind, because, you know, that wasn't a war mode thing. That was pre-war mode. Oh no, don't die, friends. I need you to live. Alright. Leveling G's. Hey. Papa's got to get that transmog, yo. So I'm like, I think I'm missing things and leaving Alliance. It must be for transmog. It is definitely for transmog. The news is we got the patch and season 3 announcement. Yay! So surprise, surprise, we're going to space. But it should be fun. Let's see. Oh, the what's it called? The paladin. The tank is also a low level. Oh, yay! I'll have fun with that toolkit, I guess. Are the Draenei driving? I don't know. Oh, I should have put that Mr. GM video back on. Oh well. Ooh. Maybe bring back old elite sets and gladiator mounts will be the break glass in case of murder. I don't think that'll. I mean, personally, that won't do a damn thing for me. For me, like, the coolness of PvP was outdoor stuff. And I think that War Mode didn't do PvP much of a favor. Slicing blast. That is, but... Ooh, a belt. Something I can use. Yay. Never cared for PvP since Warlords. That's alright. Sometimes you just end up moving the hell on. Ooh, shit. Oh, damn it. Alright, where's my res button? Oh, never mind, ran back. Alright, res button is there. I don't think I have battle res, right? 19 is when I get battle res. Oh, what new biome do I want to see most at midnight? Player housing. I would like to see Silvermoon. That's my big thing. I want to see what they do for the Silvermoon update. Not just the city, but also the rest of Quel'Thalas. You want a new swampy area? A new swampy area. Nazmir did a pretty good job of nailing the what is a swamp kind of vibe, I think. And I guess, like, a swamp is only so many things, right? Like, how much of a, you know, how many different kinds of biomes can you really pull off that have a, you know, like a swamp feel? I think of, what was the place called? Vol'dun. You know, how many kinds of dry, arid sorts of places can you make? Quite a few, I guess. Oh, I totally missed. Check out ahead, there's going to be a Mythic Plus Deserter debuff. Ooh. Alright, so... how do I read this without getting everyone killed? Let's see. Who revealed they'll be adding a new Mythic Plus Deserter system in Season 3. They don't have all details. but they shared some early notes about the first iteration of the system, which will hopefully address the problem. In order to leave a Mythic Plus dungeon without a penalty, players must initiate a vote, and the group must agree. If the player leaves without a successful vote too frequently, they'll be marked as someone who leaves often in Group Finder. Marked players can lose the mark by successfully completing the dungeons and using the vote system properly. Okay, so it's a bit opaque. There's only one supply drop every hour. It should be multiple drops, 10 to 15 minutes overlapping, or other types of... Yeah, that's my big thing. Like, they need to just add other stuff to do. Aside from the one world quest that happens per day. And the drops. Like, give me something cool like... escorts. Like, wagons to escort from one spot to another, where your objective is to defend and attack, and then you get stuff for it. And it should be the kind of thing where even if you go there and lose, you should still get a little something out of it, because otherwise, if you don't incentivize at least trying to participate, and even if it's a losing battle, give a little something to get people to be like, okay, I'll always show up and do what I can. So then you get something. I don't know what the number should be, obviously, but I think that's the sort of vibe that we should get. Otherwise, it'll just be like super one-sided, and then whoever just zergs the area will always win, and that'll kind of suck, whether you're defending or attacking. Similar to the Barons event in Miss Pandaria, I don't remember that. Oops. But yeah, back to the levers and stuff. That makes sense. I mean, it sounds, it sounds like it's making like a lot of the compromises that one would hope that it makes. Like, if you legit like, oh, cat's on fire, gotta go. Shit happens, right? And then you gotta leave. But it seems like you're not going to immediately be punished for that. But if you do it multiple times, then you get the debuff and you clear it just by, doing the shit right. Now, as for what the debuff does, I don't know. I'll need to look at the article. I don't remember this at all. When I tanked this yesterday, we just kind of blasted it, so... Go team! Woohoo! And a chest. Oh, baby. Alright. Alright, let's look at this. Let's try to look at the details here. Okay. So here's... I don't care what they say. I just want to see what they say. Okay, so I don't have all the details. We'll be sharing this as we go live with Ghost of Crash through the PTR. But we're actually introducing a Keystone Deserter system. So the rough summary, and again, there'll be more details that come out as we progress through the PTR cycle, is you'll need to put up an abandon vote, essentially, on a dungeon if things aren't working out well. And if the group agrees you disband, there's no harm, no foul to your rating or anything like that. If you're leaving keys too often in this first iteration, we're not going to penalize you on an account level. You'll just be marked as someone who leaves often. So in Group Finder, you're going to see this player quits. See, that I like. I like it, but I don't like it. Because it's like, if you see someone who has that, that's like the scarlet letter. No one will, no one will take you. Unless people are like that desperate. But that said, if you're on good behavior and you're finishing keystones or using the abandoned system appropriately, you lose the mark as well. We're going to roll it out carefully and make sure we get feedback along the way, so it'll be iterated on. All right. So they're taking it slow. I respect that. I wondered to myself, Blizzard knows this. We don't. we make up. Honestly, I think we give our anecdotes, we tell our stories, we hear what people tell us, and we regurgitate that. But how bad are levers? Really? I don't think we could answer with any accuracy because we don't know. But it's clearly enough that Blizzard's paying attention to this. But they're also putting the gloves on. You know, they're not being super heavy-handed with this so far. They're gonna take it really easy, and you know, maybe they'll just leave it as a social tool, as in Scarlet Letter kind of thing. Maybe that's all they need to do to get people to get their shit together. But we can't predict what gamers are going to do either. You know, as soon as one pool goes bad, someone will initiate the disband, and that alone, you know, that I feel like psychologically that like hits the morale of the whole team right away, because now you have someone being like, oh, someone in the group, maybe it's anonymous, I don't know, but someone in the group wants to give up, and they feel like they're giving up. So like, okay, now they're not going to be motivated to finish, and now performance is going to go down. Like, I'm not sure how that'll go. Let's do that one and that one. I'll participate and pick up like the kicks. I don't need that one. I'll take that one instead. And Holy Shock now has 2 charges. Hell yeah. When's the new zone dropping? Great question. Let's look at my predicty thing. According to this, the week of August 12th. Actually, no. The week of August 20th is when the season starts, I believe. Yeah. So week before, patch. And, you know, funny enough, the season starts right during the week of Gamescom. Yeah. Pretty brutal how they get things to line up like that, you know? Like they planned this the whole damn time. All right, so back we go. So what am I now? I'm level 18. Woohoo, legal. Just gonna hearth out and stay in group and hold them hostage. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be something like that. People will either, they'll quote leave, you know? They'll find some social way to abandon the group. Like they'll just straight up say, hey, I'm not gonna move anymore. Vote to abandon. Something like that. But again, I also wondered to myself too, like, how often do people brat out like that? Or within end patch isn't yeah, I know. I was joking about that too. Where's my instinct queue, man? There we go. I'm like, hey, I expect to do all my leveling in this tiny ass room. Let's go. Having a lot of fun with the one button, just to being able to be an unbloated feral druid and enhanced champion has been a blast. Yeah, I'm thinking of specs that I just really like don't know shit about and don't play, like feral druid. I don't know most like I don't really have good comprehension with either enhancement or Ellie. What else? Those are big ones. I know nothing about rogues, so rogues would be like could be interesting. Ooh, we're in Temple of Sethless. Ooh, I'm in a foreign country, dude. This is as unfamiliar as it gets. Feels like there's some content or something. The concept art for Belladar got a flipping void monster in it. The concept art for Belladar got a flipping void monster in it. Well, I don't get it. I mean, one thing we can... Well, okay, we can't play hindsight yet. But think about the World Soul Saga. Think of it as one giant expansion. Who's to say that we won't come back to some of these areas as part of the zone experience? And that might throw people off in a bad way, actually. Oh my god, they're recycling old zones that we were just at, blah blah blah. But it's also part of what a lot of other folks critique about the game is that we don't revisit old areas. So if they're able to do this in like a bigger expanding story, that's kind of cool. But we don't have the hindsight for it yet, so we'll just have to see. Actually, I can just run through, right? Whatever. Figure it out. This is a paladin tank, 80 tank. You got me. I'm counting on you to heal me, buddy. You think PTR's there tomorrow? No idea. No idea. I think they would have said something during the WowCast if they did want to make it today. But who knows? I'll be eager to check things out and spy on shit if I can. Tempting us with Sethrak by giving us a toy that turns us into one of them? Oh, you're talking about the, wait. There's a toy that turns you into Sethrak? I must have forgotten about that. I think I'm most curious at the moment about the hero talent set pieces. Yeah, curious about that. Oh, it's a BFA Tomahawk. Okay, that's one of the new things. Cool. Well, you wanted your Sethrak race. That's the closest thing we get, buddy. I think you were here yesterday when I was saying, man, I would sacrifice Sethrak, Teskar, whatever. I'll sacrifice all that if it means I can get shorter eyebrows for my Blood Elf. Although, really, I would just like to see more customizations for all the existing races. You know, give us a good, solid update. I know that people want their new race, whatever. That's cool, but at least historically, I haven't. Historically, I've been feeling, you know, mostly dissatisfied with how they handle new races lately, because they bring them in and then like that's it. No other updates. They just keep like piling them on. And what I think what more people would enjoy, more than just being able to collect another race for their collection, would be have more customizations for the existing races. Because there are some people who have like their favorite race that they have already, and they want to do more with it, as opposed to, well, I want a new race. So, under the under the fact that I'm right, they should just do that. Easy. And while they're at it, dual wield shields, right? Two-handed shield, give us that. Give me a backpack that acts as a weapon slot. Like, give me fucking tentacle arms and all that shit. That'd be sick. Ow. Oh, fuck that, man. I don't know this mechanic. No more new races for all, and just give me more classes for my current races. Like, if I'm going to, like, make a guess and presume, like, what sort of, you know, dev attention gets diverted from one thing to another, I would sacrifice newer races for updated races. You know, because they could always go back and give us the new race later. Sometimes it feels like it fits right. Like cool, Earthen, they fit. You know, they make sense. Sometimes it's like, hey, come on, look us up. Give me human ears and brows for Blood Owls, no more clipping. Yeah, dude. I mean, if they can fix the clipping too, that'd be great. But same thing for the eyebrows. Like, eyebrows are like the most powerful substance in the Warcraft universe because they pierce everything. Oh, that's scary. I don't do that. No, I'm gonna get hit. Ah. Okay, I made it. Oh, that must be aggravating in keys, going through that. We were doing so good until Frogger. Rah. Our son brought up Target Capsicum. Devs gave another non-answer. Bummer. Well, so what was the non-answer? Basically, it's something that we're thinking about, and we're going to keep watching it and all that stuff. Because I don't keep great track of like those, hey, here's the weekly top DPS thing for whatever. You know, and it seems fine, or like the numbers seem okay. Well, I'm talking about like performance and representation. Like it seems all right. Maybe I'm not reading them correctly, but because I feel like that sort of problem, the AoE cap target and all that stuff, like it doesn't, in one way it doesn't feel great, but it feels like the actual impact isn't all that felt until you run into people that talk about, oh, I'm going to do what's meta. Because otherwise people do fine. So, I don't know. What do I know? I just play with my guild, so. They're always talking about combat design and finding a way. Okay. There was another question about raid buffs, and they give the same type of response. I mean, if you're... I guess it depends on what they were allowed to ask in those interviews. Because typically, I can talk about this. When we do interviews and stuff like that, we're never told to like give all the questions in advance or anything like that. But we are told, hey, if you ask things that are outside of the scope of this update, which is 11.2, you're going to get a lot of non-answers. So just beware. And that tends to happen a lot. I make the mistake too, where you ask a question that you know you're not going to get an answer to, and you just end up wasting energy time, which sort of sucks. It's felt badly for Fury. I mean, is it felt like that in 3s, 5s, 7s, 10? You know, it gets worse over time. But I think all the design vulnerabilities show up when you consider infinite content. Temporal Selfless will always hold a special place in my heart. I spent almost 4 hours in a 10. Oh, hell no. It was with combat and encounter designers. Oh, it was. Okay. Not many super interesting questions or answers, but the dev said the new philosophy on encounters wasn't something that was hard to implement for this patch, just that they were mindful of it. Okay. Well, I hope that, because what were they talking about specifically? Brewmaster, Frost DK, Unholy DK, Shadow Priest. Hopefully what some of the interviews involved, you know, folks who heavily played those particular classes. But Fury's fine, Oinky. There's no revamp coming for them. So they're doing great. Pauldrons. I already have Pauldrons, right? Yes, I do. Okay. Sometimes it's rough getting max vault reward week 1. Yeah. It's like, what? I can't get hero, what's it called? Keystone Hero in the first week? Clearly, there's a problem with class balance. Let's go with stun and casting flashlight. Oh, it generates. Oh, that's me. Okay. Okay, I wonder some other cool toys coming in. Ooh, Divine Toll and 2 more points. Fan of Holy Shocks, but yeah. Thank God Shadow Priest is getting a revamp. Haven't they gotten a bunch of them? Oh no, you're saying the same thing. Morgan's saying that warriors bring utility to a raid or dungeon. Like what? You have to go be in a virtue. Weren't you talking about that the other day? Like that's what you're supposed to do, or is that like a meta kind of thing? Level 80, 635. Right. Is it going to be rewarding like a 10? So it's going to give myth level gear? Oh, okay. That's more than I thought. I thought it was just going to be a hero. That's cool. Yeah, let's use mana. Yeah, well. Oh shit, I'm getting hurt. Woo! Now, do I want to run Tazavesh again? It's not a hard dungeon, especially because I'm used to it now. Oh, the possibility. Okay, never mind. The exact rewards are still being decided, though developers believe the Mega Dungeon should drop loot comparable to a +10, with the possibility that it could give credit towards +10 track vaults. Then why do yeah, if that's that would feel pretty OP then. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it'll give the equivalent of a +10 drop, but I don't think it's going to give you vault credit. I don't think it will. At least not to where it'll get you myth track gear, because then, at least for the purpose of gearing, why would people do 10s? They'll just go into Tazavesh. They'll get their run. Now, if they want more choices, cool. But at least initially, I don't think you're going to see a lot of +10 representation. Except for like the really high skill people who are like, well, this is my life, baby. But there's it feels like there's a clear choice to make. It's on a weekly lockout, you won't be able to spam, but you only need to do it once, right? Just do it once for your myth track vault. So I think what that'll do, it'll peel certain players off of doing 10s forever. Or at least until they get like, you know, most of the gear, then they'll jump back in. But yeah. I'm trying to remember now. How did they treat Dawn of the Infinite? Because wasn't it just hero gear that we got at the end? But I don't think it did anything to the vault, did it? Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember anymore. People will still do 10s because they'll be faster. Killing 3 to 4 bosses is faster than an entire mega dungeon of 8 or 10 bosses. It's a no. Well, I'm thinking to myself, it's a known dungeon, and I also ask myself, how much easier is it to get into a 10 versus a mega dungeon? You know, how fast can we get a group together for that as opposed to a 10? Knowing that if people leave mid-run, you can keep inviting. You can fill the group back up since it's just a 0. I think those are the things to consider when talking about whether it should give myth track gear or not. Non-dungeon is not a thing for those that run it 2/3. Oh shit! That's what I get. 2/3 after this. Is there a healer in there? Monk. It's a 0 hard mode. If it rewards hero gear, it will not be as easy as a Mythic 0. Yeah, because I'm thinking step up from Mythic 0, not exactly... Oh, nice. Thanks. That's what I get for reading chat. Well, if that's the case, then I'll have a very clear path to getting easy, quote, easy Myth Vault. So cool for me. Much that happens here, huh? Oh, never mind. That hurt. Disease. Ow. All right. That kind of hurt. Today wasn't the sleep festival. The hard mode number of a boss kill dependent for the Great Vault? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. The question I was asking earlier was, back during the 10.1, with all that stuff, did the hero gear come from the vault, or was it just the drops or a quest or something? Because I don't remember that at all. Anyone remember? It was from the vault? Okay. They were dropped. Okay, I'm getting conflicting stuff now. So what is truth anymore, man? I'd say that many more are coming. Come on, Prop Paladin. Just two-handed shield. Just give me that, dude. Easy. Or dual wield shields. Even better. Alright, I got sure. Sounds good. Yeah, YouTube's not great with their delay. Kind of sucks. Oh well. Ooh. How's leveling? Pretty chill. I mean, just BFA dungeons, you know, so nothing too crazy. Some of the pulls here were kind of nasty, and I stood in some bad stuff, so I got, like, kind of one-shot. Like, I got slapped pretty hard. But that was my fault. I have to get hit by this, don't I? Yep. I guess I could have bubbled him too. It was Hero Drop because I remember the top end Mythic Plus players would spam that run to get those trinkets. I mean, one thing that I definitely remember hearing back then was like high-end Mythic Plus folk were like, okay, I'm just going to do this dungeon once just to get the experience and for those trinkets you're talking about, and like otherwise that's it. There's like nothing in here that's useful for me until they turn it into Mythic Plus. I guess what I find... No, I don't find this odd. You know, they're releasing both the Mythic Plus and the Mega Dungeon at the same time, with a clear kind of indicator that the dungeon is the best way to run it, because that might get you Myth Track gear from the vault, or credit towards Myth Track gear in the vault. So, Verdant, we'll never forgive you. We're all waiting for you. We needed that healer. We needed that extra healer. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Personally, I don't like how dells are locked at 3 times a week on top of keys to get gilded crafts. I'd rather farm dells all day to gear, even if I get fewer gilded than I do pug Mythic Plus. And I wonder if the, you know, now that we've gotten this, you know, with the limits, are they going to change the limit again? You know, will they up it? Should have just benched people. When we killed it already? No. We're done with progression. I'm not gonna kick people. People just need to do better. Ooh, that whirlwind shit hurts way more than I thought. Yeah, don't get... Ooh, that shit cuts like a razor. They're fine. They don't get hit by easy shit. Alright. You can farm dells all day to get max out of the gear. You can upgrade Rune Crest to Gilded. Yeah, that's one janky way to do it. I'll tell you this though, like if they did uncap it or something like that, hey, if I can farm Gilded from delves, I think the Monkey's Paw demands that 11s be fucking brutal with difficulty. Because I think it's too easy. And when it comes to delves, ooh, thanks. When it comes to delves, you can't you can't balance them, unfortunately. You can't balance them in a fair way that's going to make it feel cool for in a way that's going to feel cool to get gear. What you're going to find is tanks and healers will basically gear up super fast, which is cool if you want that sort of consequence. But that's definitely going to be something that happens if you could just farm for gilded that easily. I need to sell stuff. But yeah, if people are cool with that, then cool. It'll benefit me. So all right, what talent do I want now? I want not that one, not that one. Give me Hammer of Wrath, and not that one. I don't like that one. That one. Anyone confused about the story for the new dungeon? It was supposed to take place after the raid, but it's playable before. Yeah, I find that weird too. I find it confusing too. You have to find the perfect douse of spam and clear in like 5 minutes. Once you find that, that's the best way to get upgraded delve gear. Even if you couldn't do it in 5 minutes, even if it took a while, the fact that you have like this kind of like very low impact, low consequence solo content that you can do for gilded, people are going to make choices. I think the perfect difficulty for 7 crests and like 11 from you takes like 11 or 12 minutes. So yeah, knockout 2 instead of a 10 key, and you get 14 where 10s get you timed 16 times, etc. I don't know what the interviewers got to see beforehand, but a handful of them bring up how we lose in the raid. Ooh. Let's see. But yeah, they mentioned they're at least using the language that they're talking about giving a 10 vault, so yeah, we'll see. I guess I would just feel bad for raiders in the end. Like, gearing from a raid already feels impossible to do. I like doing it. I like the social activity. I like playing with guildmates and stuff. But when it comes to gear, what are raids? Nothing. I have not geared from raids in a while. Ever since, well, this whole expansion, pretty much.
Heroes, your strength is needed.
Thoughts on the new tier look? TBD. Unless they release new versions, or unless they release new art that showed all of them off. Because I think we've only seen like 9 classes. I'm lost here. Who isn't? I'm just gonna blindly follow. I should have let the dude drop. That's what you get. You're choosing to not gear up through raid? Oh, because I already have, because I outclass everything in delves already. That's why. You know, and you know me, I don't do like hardcore delving and or much of anything else. It's just naturally I get gear way faster from delves because my luck sucks. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm curious what the Dark Souls message feature will be like. I don't know. Like I think of how that Dark Souls tech works, and yeah, I don't know how that would work out. That seems odd. Like, does it record what people are doing and then replay it for you later? Or is it if you happen to be doing it alongside other people at the same time and you happen to see their silhouettes? That tech I'm familiar with. So it's going to be kind of odd. I think the game needs to evolve past rating to be endgame gear. In my opinion, Mythic Raid should only give cosmetics and Heroic should give the highest itemable gear. I don't think that'll change anything. Like, I thought of that idea too. Yeah, what gear have I taken home? A ring? I think a neck. I think there's a neck that I have. Okay, I guess we're not going that way. It was like the stairs were like right there. Okay, we're... Oh, that's right. We only killed one boss so far. My bad. Which is a way to backdoor spectate mode, dungeons, and raids, be in a different ethereal phase, and watch your friends. Oh, that'd be creepy. This way. We gotta go. Ah. I think I just got really lucky when I did this yesterday. I happened to really quickly navigate my way through. It was my moment of awesome. Did I level yet? No. Alright, so I've had the 30% buff now. Cool.
Dan, stop it! Dan! You had your turn!
Aura of Dread. Oh, move. Or jump, maybe?
You big Iris, you fool! Only I can focus its power! You've had your turn!
The game needs to evolve past raiding to be endgame gear. I mean, well, it has since Legion, pretty much.
Rest more easily knowing these foul creatures no longer prowl the night. Continue your
I think the raid renown is one way to. It's one thing that they're doing. It's not like the solution, but it's one thing that they're doing to make raids, make the feel of raiding be like a little bit better, which is nice. But I wonder how, because housing is going to be a new kind of reward. How's that going to fit in? I'm sure it's going to be highly controversial if there are housing rewards that you only get from raids. But of course, it's only cosmetics, so is that okay? I'm sure the answer from a lot of folks who are like only interested in housing is hell no. You know, I want to be able to get everything at the same time as everyone else, basically. Yeah, we're going to see that argument. But then, of course, how do you make WoW's game modes feel special then? Is it just gear that differentiates that? Is it just like the moment-to-moment gameplay experience that goes away after, you know, that long? How's it controversial? Because not everyone's going to agree. That's the it's kind of the pillar definition of controversy. Combat designer said that they like how the chips went in the season and took on all the feedback, so they're likely going to do it again this tier. I wasn't too happy about it. I feel like it's unnecessary. We've come a long way. We've come a long way from, you know, this is old thinking now. I get that, but we've come a long way from when sometimes you just didn't get the gear that you wanted, and you just had to accept that. Yeah, those days are behind us.
At long last, the nightmare is over.
Of course, that's the only way that I'm able to get healing trinkets as a tank easily. So there's that. Going us back to yeah, tokens of disappointment, or what did I call them? Coins of false hope, something like that.
How is this possible? My ancestors defeated you ages ago.
No problem. Damn. That got me a whole last level from the completion. Because I just leveled up before this. Nice.
cannot stay here long. Soon, the entirety of the Iron Horde will be upon us.
Oof.
Our
Okay,
champions
so
will stay back and disrupt the enemy camp. The rest of us will seek safe passage through the jungle.
I guess that one.
Well, friend.
And then now I can get Divine Toll next. Let's see. Lay on hands, cooldown, aura mastery, aura mastery. Aura mastery is lame. I don't want aura mastery. Each holy power spent on Word of Glory increases the thing. No, I don't like that one either. That one says. Aura mastery, fine. Back we go. Oof. Oh, well, as long as I get my housing, I guess everything else. If Gary's just going to be an easy thing to do now, and now it's just, you know, completing greater challenges. Yeah, I wonder what they might do for raids, just to, you know, I guess I don't feel like I'm going to be one of those people who are like, oh, they got to give us 10-man mythic or flex mythic or nothing like that. That's going to feel weird. Which is this one? This is Freehold. Another pally. 39 pally this time. There. Oh, don't use Light of Dawn. Damn it. Where's time? And who was that dude that, like, kicked me? That was lame. They keep trying to count mega dungeons as small team raids, and I don't think they're going to get people on their side. I do like the mega dungeon concept, though. You know, just longer dungeon. I mean, think of, oh gosh, what was it? For those who remember, Wrath. You know, those ICC dungeons? That is what you can kind of call a mega dungeon if you wanted to. Forge of Souls, Pit of Saren, and Halls of Reflection. They all just kind of float together. Smaller scope, kind of, but... Alright, what other, what other info are we gonna get drip fed to us? Nothing yet. Ooh, owie. Man, all of it. Sheesh. When do I get a beacon? what was it baseline? And I just didn't catch it. I wasn't paying attention to that. MMO champion has another roundup. All right. Oh, they saw a lot of stuff. Screen rant, well played. Ow. Ow. Alright, let me move it to this screen here. Oh shit. It's like, dude, Tank, I'm trying to read WoW MMO champion here. Players are able to gather a lot of hints and clues about where we're headed in the story in this patch. Spoiler alert. I mean, I haven't done the lore walking stuff. So I don't know. Tazavesh was a really cool space that was built out as a dungeon, so the team did sort of revamping in Midnight with the story. Okay. The Mencius fight will involve players diving through space, dodging lasers, and even planets being thrown. That's cool. I think that's neat. Venari has a list of animals ready for you, so you won't be heading off to just any zone to collect animals for your eco. Darn. I'd want to get nothing but Brutosaurs. Players will be able to fly right away in Karash, as there are shattered land masses that are separated by a twisting void that are unreachable without flying. Capstone world quests are only while in phase diving. Okay. There's a simple progression tree for the Reishi rep as the item level of that effect increases. Players will unlock additional abilities in the outdoor world or new opportunities in Delvies. Cute. When you move through the sand on Karash, there's a sparkling effect and a dust effect as if the land itself has disintegrated into its atoms. Oh, that's a neat effect. You know, that line, it reminds me of when they talked about Zereth Mortis. And they were talking about like walking over the water and like the tech that was behind it. And the person who was talking about it was really enthused about it. And I felt bad because, you know, as a player, it's like, okay, I don't really see much going on. There must be something else going on behind the scenes, and I'm sure there was, but still. That's MMO Champion. I was looking up facts on Wikipedia. I don't know. In some ways, I like MMO Champion more than Wildhead because they don't drip shit at you. They just drop it, you know. There's also areas that had become glassy as if a strong surge of void energy swept through those areas and vitrified everything. What else is there? There's a new world event called Devourer Attacks. Brokers brought a lot of anima, which attracts various creatures that want to consume it. First 3 chapters of the campaign are available on release day, with the 4th unlocking when the season begins. And there's going to be a campaign skip if you want. So you can get the Reishi wraps right away. Cool. Remember the steps we took that in order to skip the quests to get the 8.3 belt, the corruption belt? Oh, that was kind of a pain, because if you passed a certain point, you couldn't skip anymore. You got screwed. Oh, man. Like, their skip tech has improved a lot. Oh, my bad. Blood, right? Oh, I thought that was the stuff. Oh no, it's different. It's a different effect that we run over to avoid that stuff. glows. Right. Nope, I didn't do it. No, that will be cool. I remember once upon a time, conspiracy theorists like myself were thinking, oh, you know what? I think Tazaresh woulda, coulda, should have been the player hub for Shadowlands. Because it's just a cooler spot. Straight up.
Acquaint these scallywags with our heavy guns. All hands on deck.
I mean, come on, it was a whole damn city. It was a cool place. Ooh. Ah, fuck it. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. Give me that mount. Nope, no mounts.
We cannot stay here long. Soon the entirety of the Iron Horde
Oh, you're right. Neeb was a warrior. What did he bring?
will disrupt the enemy camp.
The last time he was playing.
Through the jungle.
I forget.
Friend.
All right, divine tool and that one, sure. And what else? Let's see. Nope. Judgment, dual cast of consecration. Nah, I don't do shit. Holy prism though. Cool. That's a button. All right, what other buttons are around that I don't? Oh, beacon. Hey, I got a beacon now. Yeah, look at that. I don't know what level I learned it, but it's cool. Let's see, that's all of that's everything Wowhead got so far. One thing that hasn't been said was when is PTR? Oh shit. Okay, a dungeon design interview. Oh, I need a summary. Okay, we want the Reishi Raps to be warbound as well, so players progressing on one character will be able to share that progress with others. Cool. You'll upgrade them week by week. Expected. There's a current set that you'll be able to obtain. That's obtained through a variety of different ways. If you're engaging with the game, Mythic Plus, raids, and delves among them, there'll be catch-up system for players who miss a week. If you're not right there at release of week 1, you'll be able to come back at a later time to catch up to your friends and not have to worry about missing a week. So it's just, yeah, the typical gating. So no sweat. They want Season 3 Mythic Plus to feel like Season 2, which is good. No changes for resilient keys. Totally matters for me. Oh my god, I have many things to say about resilient keys. Get caught up. I was seeing 3 people with the Infinite Dragon mount yesterday. I don't know how that's possible. I thought it was from getting the Turbulent Taiwanese buff 5 times. Yeah, I think early on there might have been a bug where the achievement was getting tracked for like every time that you completed a dungeon after the buff. So, yeah, what's it called again? Master of Turbulent Taiwanese, I think. So, I'm actually at 4 out of 5 already. So, I guess the bug is still in place. So after I beat this dungeon, I might be able to get the mount already. Yeah. Oh well. No fault of mine, man. Okay, so I think that latest article was the actual full interview without the multiple breakdown points. You know, 1 point per article and that sort of thing. Classic Wowhead. As long as it's not reputation. Whatever. Not like I'm doing anything different. I don't know if he's going to switch mains, do it right, and actually commit. I mean, we're done with progression, though, so I tend to not care. So... But yeah, when I did say to switch to mains, I don't know if he moved or not. Was he there last night? I'm the worst. Yesterday feels like a million years ago, dude. Hey, half-ass it when we still have like 1 kill. I think by now we did have more than 1, right? But that wasn't, I don't think that was the issue we had yesterday. The issue we had was we were short on healers, and the co-tank didn't know how the mechanics worked. That has nothing to do with him. So yeah. That's my observation. Whoop, whoop. Get him! Yar!
Master, stop this madness at once. The Kotiran fleet must not fall to darkness.
Okay, jumping in, that was kind of a mistake. Yeah, collecting animals and all that stuff, that's cool. I'm a big fan of like the kind of building where it translates a little bit into combat. I love those kinds of games. Like whenever I hear about a new, you know, like for example with Doom, my first question, you know, when they said, "Oh, it's a survival style game," I'm like, "All right, cool. Can I build turrets and all that? Can I build a house that that can defend itself from attacks and stuff?" Like that's always like my concern. It does not seem to be the case here. It seems to be very much about the, you know, capture and cultivate your aminals. Were you the co-tank? We are both co-tanks. Oh! You know how people say use the terms of you know, people use like main tank and off tank and all that stuff. I haven't used that term in a while. Although this raid, it did happen to have instances where we could focus on one tank doing more of the work than the other. Doing more. Dude, move them little ass legs, buddy. Before your team dies. Yay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, fucking mount, baby. Good game. Good game.
You dare to interfere in my affairs.
Well, if you guys want that mount fast, I'd say take advantage of the bug while you still can. Alright, let's see. Consuming infusion of light reduces the cooldown of holy shock. What was that again? That's the thing that makes my things faster, right? So is that a decent talent? Reduces the cost of stuff, but it gives me access to these. Okay, that I don't care about, but yeah, I think I kind of have to take this. Yep. And I'll pick up shirt plate. He's exploiting. Monstrous. Exploit. I'm pretty sure the animations like aren't any different, right? I'm sure it's just like the normal shit. Launch a PTR update to 11.2. Ooh, you know what that means? Data mining. Woo woo. Oh yeah, we're gonna have plenty of little Twitter posts and imagery to look at today. Or maybe it'll be up and running. That'll be cool too.
The temple belongs to my master now. Soon, Zul will awaken the Tsar. Then the Troll Empire will rise again.
We'll see about that, you vile creature.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. 663 Paladin. Cool. Alright, help. Oh, I don't have a thing. Shit. I don't have a bubble. Well, at least this is easy to heal through. On a scale of patch announcements, this was a resounding meh. I liked it. Nothing too crazy, no wild gimmick. Okay, the cloak is kind of a gimmick, but it's not a car. Part of me was thinking, oh, we're gonna be using our cars to just like launch. Oh shit! That we would use our cars to like launch from one floating island to another. That'd be hilarious. But they wimped out. Cowards. Ooh, damn, that poop hurts, man. Ooh. Beware. Ah, more poop. That boss is still too short. I think so with the stream delay. I think Goinky was talking about the boss from the last dungeon. Damn it, stop. Okay, I'm gonna take ladder down off the damn bar. If I don't have the range, don't bother, man.
in pieces again. No matter. I can rebuild him. But when you die, there will be no coming back.
I just want to hang in Tazavesh. I think that'll be cool. I'm a range pally. Oh, best pally, dude. Ooh. I mean, how am I gonna read chat, melee, heal, and yeah, that's a lot. I wonder how the Cabeza Delph boss fight will go if it's just the same as the raid fight with the disco phase. I'm sure there's gonna be like one part that resembles that. You know, the whole fight won't be like dictated by it, but it'll have something to do with it.
Servants of Yasma are not welcome here.
See, I am level 30. 20 more levels. until the unlock quest. Ain't so bad.
Corruption be purified.
Yeah. Woo. Let's see, what do I want? A divine favor, hand of whatever that's called. Oh, light of the martyr. Fuck yeah. Alright, let's do some pro shit. Decided to take off Holy Light off my bar after last night. Atta boy. Fuck Holy Light. Your number 2 key is Hammer of Wrath? Oh, weirdo. 6 is mine. Is where I put my Hammer of Wrath. I don't know. It's like that with Holy as well. Thalia, hey! Thank you for 25 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Plot pacing is odd. The mainline story of the zones wrapped kind of too early. Like what I was saying earlier, more was me talking about how it seems odd from an expansion standpoint, but if this is just like part 1, I can see how things are. I can see where it makes sense putting stuff on the shelf like this. I mean, this is basically. So one thing that I am surprised about is that Xal'atath does not seem to be involved with this so far. But then again, she doesn't need to be. Like her thing is like, she wanted the Dark Heart. Dark Heart got stolen. She could go and get it herself, but she knows. I'm sure she kind of surmises that the Ethereals have some dastardly plans going on, and that Azeroth's not gonna just take it lying down. So she doesn't have to do a damn thing. She could just kind of sit back and be like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna let you guys do it. And then when you guys are weak, or when you guys finish the fight and defeat Dimensius in your epic battle, then she'll just like swoop in, woo, and be like, thanks, dudes. And then midnight. Ta-da! Oh, you know what it's gotta be? It's gotta be she takes it and then she's like, champions, with the feet dangling and all that stuff. This is your midnight. Da da da. Then have like this really cheesy this really cheesy cliffhanger. People will just contort with the cringe. Yeah. So I'm my copium interprets this differently. So I see what you're saying though. I get it. They're doing the 7th treatment and stretching it out. Hopefully it not be at the degree of rebirth. Well, Final Fantasy storylines, those are exceptional with the way that they stretch their shit out. Like, that's brutal. I remember how frustrated I would get playing through the MSQ of one of their expansions. I'm like, all right, cool, this is it. Everything's like at the brink of extinction. Wait a minute. We have to settle this thing with like this one town, and we got to find these people, and then we meet these other, and then we go to this other place, and there's all these other characters that we meet. I'm like, holy shit! Like aren't the end of days happening like tomorrow or something like that? Why are we holding off on this? So I found that funny. This doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, we can make the argument for it, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Right now, we're chasing the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is off in space, whatever. So I know you've never finished Remake, but have you seen how they voiced Red 13? No, I have not. No spoilers. Quote spoilers. Okay, did I learn any new powers again? Does not look like it.
First Troll King. Wish I could be there
Cool.
to greet you myself. My power has already taken root. Binding
Alright, this will be the last dungeon for the day. And then I got Housework. Ooh, they absolutely fucked Red 13's voice. Does he sound like a kid? Hey guys, I'm Red 13. Ha! Oh! We gotta save the planet. Sorry. I barely remember the character. Shinra Experiments. And that's it. That's all I know. And I'm sure there's a lot more backstory that's given to him now as well. I don't mind taking $1 story-wise for the trilogy, but we have zone stories on the island are not even done. Yeah, I was talking about how, you know, with respect to like this being a saga as opposed to just an expansion, I would hope to see us return to these continents and these zones in other storylines and, you know, patch content in Midnight and Last Titan. It's kind of like what I was, you know, when I was hypothesizing, like, hey, what if the next saga has us, you know, takes place in large parts over at the Arathi Empire, where we see like one part of the Empire and then the other part of the Empire, and then the third one is like all of it together. So there might not necessarily be new zone content, but there's going to be like lots of new story that happens or something like that. I thought that would be cool. It's definitely it definitely feels like it might be different. So the principle of it's different, I don't like this, I get that. I don't think there's any fighting that. Okay, what did I get killed by here last time? I think it was before the next boss. I was like standing in stupid shit. Like these things I'm just scared of now. Any wind shit is just all bad. So be scared. Be very, very scared. Oh, wind shit! Ah! Oh, that wasn't the boss, right? Keep forgetting this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it was like that? Oh! That's hella funny. I wonder why that happened. Like, the strike wasn't happening back then. It's like, yo, Red 13, what happens to your voice? I got a power-up! Oh! Dimensions is going to cause Midnight, I think. Either by killing him or something like that. Maybe the mythic phase this time. Wink, wink. You keep hoping. When's the last time we had a mythic phase? I'm not remembering this well. Oops. Wrong ability. There we go. Why did they make an underground ocean bigger than Kalimdor and then never talk about what else is there? You talking about Nazjatar? I'd love to go back to Nazjatar. If that's what you're talking about. Or are you talking about Bashir? If you're talking about Bashir... Oh, Halifal, okay. No, I have the feeling we'll definitely go back. During the saga. There's a lot that's been untold about it. Gul'dan. I guess in a way, that's the closest thing we get to like, hey, we won but we lost, because the events of Warlords and Gul'dan escaping is what resulted in the Legion invasion. So it could be this. It could be this as well. But like, but how do you transition that? Like, if Dementius's defeat causes the events at midnight, but we're not going to actually see that until a later patch. Like, okay, so imagine this. What if Dementius is defeated, and then there's some cutscene where we basically lose, I don't know, whatever. And then going forward for the remainder of the expansion, the skybox is just all fucked up and dark and void looking and shit. And there might be like little things that happen throughout the world, but like just like small stuff. Just, you know, but we're still focused mostly on like, you know, completing the tier and all that stuff. Could be that. They retconned that man to a full Void Lord and Legion. We're not winning that fight? Wait, Void Lord? What? Dementius is in Xalatath. It's the Ethereal, so while we're fucked off to Karesh, Xalatath is on Azeroth to do bad guy things. I mean, that's why I'm thinking, like, you know, I half joked, was like, oh, we're going to team up with Xalatath to get the Dark Heart back. And then the moment, you know, first chance we get, she's going to betray us or some shit like that. In this case, it's like, okay, we already figured that, so why should she even show up? She don't got to do nothing. She just has to wait. You know, like we beat Dementius, and then, like, you'll see Ilaria hold up the Dark Heart. We got it, guys! Yeah, go champions of Azeroth! And then all of a sudden, boom! A foot just comes out of her chest because Xalatath just totally drop kicked her. And it's got to be high res too. And she's like, "Mwahaha, you thought you won, champions, but little did you know I've been planning your midnight. Dee-dee-dee," you know, and there you go. Sky turns black for the rest of the expansion. Get fucked. Quick, champions, let's run into your player housing. Oh shit, you know, so perfect transition. Butter smooth. Emphasis on butt. Dementius is a full Void Lord. I thought he already was. It's just that we didn't know what the definition of a Void Lord was back then. We didn't think it was like a big deal. Or at least, you know, we didn't accept like the scope of what it was. But I could have swore, like, even back during BC, it was called a Void Lord. But then somehow, you know, a couple level 68s were able to defeat Dementius. Got him. Drain fluids. Oh, that's pleasant. I had a pedicure. No, okay. I bet the Midnight Cinematic is Xalatath breaking into the Sunwell to corrupt it, and we get Ilaria and Xalatath like fight like Volvar Sylvanas, and ends with Xalatath saying, "This midnight is your prison." I mean, I could see her like jacking the Dark Heart and then chucking that thing into the Sunwell. Boom, midnight. Dee-dee-dee. Yeah, like we defeat Dementius, who uses the Dark Heart as his own heart. You know, because that's some MacGuffin to help bring him back. And then, I mean, the champions aren't interested in taking it. I think they are. Azeroth isn't interested in harnessing the Dark Heart in it. They just want to destroy the damn thing. But before they get a chance, then Zalatath shows up and be like, oh, thanks, buddies. I was AFK the whole time, but I was just watching y'all on Twitch, watching you guys stream, and, you know, now that I saw you guys come in, I stream sniped ya! So, clever. Clever lady. But I do like the drop kick thing. I wanted to come in like that. That feels like that's a lock. So, that's my idea. If that happens, I called it. Alright. Surprised we didn't get a side story of how Violet Hole prisoners were broken free during the implosion. Well, not all of them survive. I think there was a rare that pops up that I thought that looked like one of them, or looked like a prisoner from the Violet Hold. I forget. That would have been a cool side story. You know, it doesn't have to like replace a zone or anything like that. But what if there was like a, you know, some side content like thing where, you know, we have to we talk with the warden, the old warden of the Violet Hold, and they're like, "Yep, there's some people who are accounted for. We need to hunt these dudes down." Hell, we might get that in Tazavesh. Broker, where instead of, like, wardens of the Violet Hold, which would make sense. You know, the brokers could be like, so, we heard that that bunch of dudes broke out. We know where they are. They came here because, I don't know, because this is where all the good shit is right now. They changed the wording and the retcon the BC thing to the smallest fraction. Oh, okay. But we beat him. I don't care if we fucked up his fingernail. He should feel humiliated. Ooh, ooh, you almost dead. Helen's quest line was quite nice. I liked it too. I saw some people being like, oh my god. You know, some people are just really on the whole, I can't believe Danath changed all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, what do you mean all of a sudden? Like, dude, he's old. Have you not looked at his character model? Like, dude's worn out, man. Not everyone stays a racist, crazy person forever. Sometimes the scars of war and all that heal. But I noticed that a lot of critics are like, no, it shouldn't be like that. Ooh, don't die. Oh shit! Help! Okay, I didn't expect this dude to live that long, I guess. But we did it. We lived. Gave him a hangnail, fucked him up. Hey man, those things, they can get bad if you leave them alone like that. It becomes an infection. It can spread. It can cause some serious damage. You might need surgery for that kind of shit. Friend doesn't like that they're bringing back the Defias Scarlet and Syndicates. Oh, it was like the end game of like shitty humans. It just brought them all in. I didn't play the questline at all during the PTR, so I was pleasantly surprised. Like, oh, look at this! It's like Endgame, but bad guys, human bad guys. I was humored by that. What I found to be, I guess the one thing that I'll be critical about with it is the way that it was handled at the very end. Because, sorry, I'm gonna spoil you guys. At the end of the quest line, you know, we have a chance to put an end to this whole thing once and for all. But then Danath's like, no, we don't need to do that. We'll just punish her politically or whatever and banish her and whatever, and that's it. Because Farron was about to be like, I'm ready to fucking dispense justice. Let's go. but it didn't happen. You know, it's like, okay, she's family, right? Still, it was clear that she wanted to kill your ass, though. Ah, help! Oh, scary mechanics. Is that a dispellable thing? No. I like it because the last, yeah, it's basically all these, it's like all these old factions that have been like scattered but not entirely like dead. They still pop up for every now and then, and now they're just become something else, I guess. Yay, badges! Family's not about blood, it's about who has your back and who stabs you in it. Haha.
The entirety of the Iron Horde will be upon us. Our champion will stay back.
They're kind of gone. It's like 6 dudes holding those factions together. I mean, I guess you think about, you know, those old factions. You know, the Defias, the Scarlets, and the Syndicate, who represent in some ways people who are left behind by by the progressive movement, if I want to use so crude of a term. You know, these people who are left behind, who have no leader, but then they find the leader in what's her face. Sorry, I forgot her name already. So, you know, now they're back. Now they're kind of back, and there's no negotiating with these people, apparently. So I wonder how that's going to play out later on. Like that's a faction that I would say might be welcome in the Arathi Empire if those people made their way all the way over. And politically we're just like talking hella shit. Oh yeah, Azeroth sucks, you know, Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, they dare to get along and blah blah blah, even though we were killing each other and grrr, you know. Did we ever learn more of the Black Blood and what's under the ground, or did they forget that plot? I think we just destroyed it all, and like that was it. So far as we know. So yeah, I'm not sure. The lore heads, the real lore heads can definitely answer that. Not me. I'm what did I say in that video? I'm very surface when it comes to my consumption of lore. I'm always just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, and then there are fun things to discuss about it, but I'm never gonna be the type who's gonna be like, oh, let's super overanalyze and nitpick it and stuff like that. It's not my idea of fun. It's a fun thing, I get it, but it's not my sort of thing. I don't think any lore is being dropped. I think we have a whole saga to go through. That's going to be something that we'll have to see in hindsight. You know, like at the end of this saga, what are the threads that haven't been, you know, that are still hanging? What's still unanswered? Some of it, I'm sure, is going to be left unanswered on purpose because they want to set the stage for like other stuff, and they just don't want to, you know, have everything be addressed all at the same time, as if it has to. Some stories can sit and hold off, but I guess another way to put it is they're gonna time gate the story. Oh my god, how dare they keep time gating our story content when we should just have everything at once, but not in a book or a movie or an audio thing. It has to be done in game all at the same time. No time gating. No time gating. Whatever. And it's 10 minutes past lunch, so I gotta eat. I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sure there's something important I have to do, like with housework and stuff. So off I go. You guys have a great rest of the day. Let's see what happens with the PTR stuff. Actually, let's take a quick glance and see if they started data mining yet. Come on, Wowhead, show me the goods. Nope. Nope. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Until next time, though, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always,